listening to The Howard Stern Show. 97.1 The Eagle. We're back with The Howard Stern Show.
So I just did a headphone change.
Yeah.
And Ganji's got like a... Just cut me with his fingernails.
Oh.
God, is he a pig? What, do you ever cut your fingernails? What are you, a girl?
Yeah, no, my fingernails are fine.
You just cut me with them.
How did I cut you with them?
When I grabbed the headphones from you.
Maybe you grabbed the part
I grabbed
of the...
your... I went into your finger. You know I did.
Oh,
Get out of here.
Headphones.
Cut your nails, you woman.
My nails are fine.
Headphones.
My nails are fine. I don't know what the hell you...
My nails are fine. Get out of here.
Just complain about everything.
Everything.
Everything. It's 100 degrees in here. No wonder I'm irritable. My hair is in my face. What's up, Jackie? I don't have a problem in the world. Sit there with your stupid jokes. It's the joke page. All right, very good. Let me hear that laugh again.
That's not the thing.
It's not the thing. It's on a rotator.
Oh.
Okay. Who is this? King of what?
King of all messengers. Good morning, Governor.
King of all messengers. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Governor.
Are you sure you want to be governor?
Everyone's calling me governor. I'm already the governor.
What kind of tantrums you have when one little thing goes wrong?
Mario Cuomo was on the news last night saying that he doesn't care about the equal time law. He didn't want a radio show.
Yeah, I heard that. He said,
cool.
In fact, he said he might drive you off the radio if he did that.
Right.
I think he wants you in the race.
Yeah, I want to be in the race. I'm going to run for governor, and that's it. I don't care, so I'll take myself off the air. Who cares?
Well, I started my campaign calls.
Oh, good. Let me hear what you did.
Okay, this one is to a religious channel where they were discussing the popularity of Jesus.
Oh, gee. Is he having trouble?
Because we believe in the example. Let's go to Larry in Fort Myers. Larry, go ahead.
Good morning, D.L. My name is Larry Sloman. I think Jesus is just as popular today as he was when he was crucified, only because he exemplifies all that is good in the person, much like Governor Howard Stern.
Isn't that something? But I think what he said it was right. I think what he said was right. Just as popular today as he was then. And we do the same kinds of things to him, unfortunately, that we did in those days.
Oh, whoa.
I love religious guys, how they're such experts on everything. Like, they get themselves a TV show and they go, yes, with Jesus, we're doing the same things to him today that we did,
But how can you even, there's not a premise that you can support or, what does it mean if Jesus is popular today?
Yeah, I mean, and they come up with these, and they always have the answers. Some of the most intelligent people in the world, scientists, they all sometimes sit back and go, I don't know why the moon and the sun are in, why they circle each other, and I don't understand why night comes up and day. You ask a religious guy, some hillbilly, some toothless hillbilly who believes in Jesus, you ask him, why is there stars at night? He will have an answer for you. I've never seen people so sure of themselves. Religious people, religious kooks.
But I do believe that what he said is true.
Jesus is as popular today as he is. It's like guys well versed in the scriptures of Santa Claus. They're knowledgeable guys. They got booba minds. Go ahead.
Okay, and the second call is to a financial program.
Keep on trying. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Remember that from back in the school days? Hey, Leslie Jim Berry from Pittsburgh, you're calling.
Good morning, Jim.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Nate?
I have a question in reference to IRAs. My name is Leslie West.
Right.
I have approximately $200,000 in an individual retirement account at a very large brokerage firm, all invested in government securities maturing in November. My thinking is that this investment should be diversified, with some of it going into a gubernatorial campaign for Howard Stern.
Yeah, I think that maybe that might be a total disaster. Get on the tubes and lose all your money, and that would not be the right way to go, obviously. And the guy from Leslie from Pittsburgh, you got to get to see a doctor quickly, my friend, and not a medical doctor. Hello, Joe Jim Bear.
Do you think he knows Leslie West?
I don't know.
Not at all.
He does now. All right.
Stay well. I love you.
Thank you for helping my campaign.
My pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Yeah, all weekend long, people talking about my campaign. People electrified by my running for governor.
Oh, yes, I was all over the TV all weekend.
Now, did you see Jim Jensen having a fit about me?
No.
This is pretty funny. If someone has it on tape...
You don't have it, oh.
Yeah, could they get it to us? Because I missed it, but Dominic called me. He goes, "Quick, put on Channel 2. Jim Jensen's having the whole show about you." So I turned on Channel 2, and I threw a tape in, but there was nothing on at that point.
Oh.
Yeah, he got to me too late, but evidently Jim Jensen, the local news guy here in New York...
Has some kind of Sunday morning show now.
He has a Sunday morning show where he sits around... They all try to be like McLaughlin now.
Yeah, they round table it.
Yeah, the McLaughlin group. I was watching CNN... what's that guy's name? Bernard Kalb. He does the best McLaughlin impression I've ever seen. He even tries to, like, point the finger and move everyone along fast. Yeah, well, everyone tries to be like McLaughlin Group. Bernie Kalb doing an excellent McLaughlin impression. Trying to anyway. All these guys came to life now. That's how you do it. That's how you make these public affairs shows interesting. You act a little lively, and maybe you move things along. You don't let people drone on.
Don't let people fall asleep.
Yeah. So Bernie Kalb finally waking up in the twilight of his career. That was pretty funny. So I just hate when I tune in and I see somebody ripping somebody off, That's why I can't stand Oprah. I can't stand that she's more successful with Phil Donahue's format than he is. That drives me nuts. That drives me crazy. It's like when Imus comes out and says he started all this and he was the originator, and I think back to what he was doing on the radio and realize he started nothing. But he thinks because he was on the radio before us, like he invented everything.
Yeah.
That stupid alligator face rat bastard Fink. So I hate him.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I hate his guts. I hate his freaking guts. I hate Mark and Brian's guts. Little imitating bastards. I hate Rick Dees. I hate all of them. Brother Weasel. Mason and Sheen. All those guys. Every stupid competitor of ours I hate. So where was I, Robin?
You were talking about
Rush Limbaugh.
Oh, Jim Jensen.
I'm reading an article in the paper. Rush Limbaugh made $15 million this year. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that. I know that's got to be a lie. That suck boy. Piece of garbage. Rip-off artist. Anyway, oh, God, I'm filled with venom and hate.
Have a good weekend?
No. I stay locked up in my house.
I thought you liked that.
I want a date.
Oh. I'm sorry.
I want to go out and date a little bit.
You'd
Different
like
girls.
To be out on the town with another girl every night?
I'd like to go dating. My wife won't let me. We had a big argument about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she doesn't want to let me date, and I want to date. I think I'd be a much better family man if I could date 2 or 3 times a week.
If she just let you out.
Yeah, just let me out with my friends. To be bachelor for 2 or 3 nights a week. And then I'd be a great family man. I'd be happy.
You'd be happy to spend time with.
Yeah, I'd be a different kind of man. It would make me appreciate my family. Anyway, instead I spent the weekend, what did I do? I looked forward to Sunday night so I can watch Superman and dream about Lois Lane's breasts. God, what an episode last night. Boy, they're taking my advice. They had her in a plunging gown. Lois Lane and Lex Luthor were going out on a date.
Right.
Did you see it?
I saw bits and pieces of it.
And she's a piece of ass, Lois Lane.
All I know is every time I look up, she and Clark Kent are tied to each other, or she's tied to somebody else.
Yeah, well, they had a slight bondage theme going last night. These guys break into the Daily Planet.
Yeah.
And they tie up, actually, they handcuff Lois Lane to Lex Luthor.
Is that who it was?
And Superman's such a pussy, he can't even express his feelings for Lois Lane. He just stares at her like some kind of geek.
Stammers and stares.
Yeah, he's all tongue-tied. Makes no sense, the whole show. But Lois Lane is on her way to the, I guess the opera or something with Lex Luthor, a Broadway show. And she comes in, and she's wearing a black evening gown, but it was cut so low that you could see more than cleavage. You could actually see almost her entire breast.
Whoa.
I mean, yeah.
I didn't look up.
And they had her laying down on the floor at one point, and she's stroking the back of Lex Luthor's head, and you could see everything.
Oh.
You could just see just about everything for television.
You're really looking.
Side things?
What?
Is this one of these
side things. They're so perfect, though. They look like breast implants. That's how I spent my weekend. That was my sex. That was my date. Lois Lane was my date last night.
I guess that there's a need for her on TV.
Yeah. She's super.
Tracy Scoggins has the strangest part on that show.
Yeah, it's a pathetic kind of role.
She shows up at the beginning and the end. She's never in the action.
No. It's a weird show, too, because like they don't have anybody else on the Daily Planet except for it's like the original Superman. Remember that one? It was always Clark Kent, Perry White, Lois Lane, and Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be a whole newspaper.
Yeah, and there's like nobody. And the rest of the, once in a while there's some people in there. Last night they figured out how to keep all the rest of the newspaper people out just by making it happen late at night.
Right. So they didn't have to show anybody else.
Yeah. Anyway, but the point was, my weekend, the highlight was watching Superman, watching Lois Lane's breasts, and then going to bed and taking care of myself while I thought about I thought about Miss Howard Stern again, Elaine Marks.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, she's been popping into my thoughts a lot. I had sex with her last night, figuratively, not literally.
Well, your mind doesn't know the difference,
No. Sure doesn't. And we had a good session for about a minute. And then it was done.
Was she satisfied?
Doesn't matter, I was. In my dream, she was satisfied. What?
In your fantasy, did she speak at all?
No.
Not a word?
Not a word. Didn't say a thing.
Howard.
Close there.
Hurry up, big boy. So that was my weekend. If anybody wanted to know what the life of your future governor is like.
Well, there's a lot of support out there for you.
There really is. I don't know. I can't believe what's going on with this gubernatorial race. I got to tell you something. Since I announced my candidacy, there has been an electricity. There was nothing going on in the New York governor's race.
That's
nothing.
True.
There was nothing. You know what? You
people
forgot.
weren't even sure there was one.
Yeah, you forgot that there was one, and now people are super excited. And now the big problem is, will I be able to run because of the fairness doctrine? Now they got to stop calling it the fairness doctrine. They got to call it the unfairness doctrine, because what this fairness doctrine says that anyone in our land, provided he's a citizen and he's a certain age, can run for governor of New York, unless he's on the radio, unless he earns a living on the radio.
Yes, that is the one profession that is denied.
Yeah. You are not allowed. In other words, if I never talk, let's say once I become a declared candidate, I don't talk about the governor's race. I'm just a name on a ballot. I am not allowed to run for governor.
Shut up!
Or else you'd have to do something absurd, like hand over 5 or 6 hours a day on the air to the other candidates. Now, Governor Cuomo always said, I don't care. I don't want any airtime.
Well, I figured, isn't it okay if we just offer them this time?
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's being looked into legally, and quite frankly, the way it would work come September, I'd have to take myself off the air from September to November, and quite frankly, I'm willing to do it.
I'm willing to do it, too.
Yeah.
I'm willing to do it for you.
Yeah. There you go. Dominic called me and says, isn't there a way for you to run someone else in proxy?
In proxy.
Like, he's legal minded. I go, Dominic, I'm not looking to fool anyone here. I want to run for governor.
He's running in proxy, you wacko.
Proxy.
Council President, delay the convention until the day before the election.
Well, how am I going to get on the ballot? Because everyone wants to see me run. The American people want Governor Howard Stern.
I can't tell you how many people said, congratulations, go for it. I wish him the best of luck.
Well, I'm going for it. I'm going to be your governor. I'm going to the convention in April, and I'm seeking my party's nomination. In fact, later on the air today, you'll be listening in while one of the guys from the Libertarian Party come down here and actually sign us in. Swears us in, Robin.
We're going to be members.
That's right.
In good standing.
You're damn right we are, sweetheart. You're damn right.
Well, what about the rest of us?
Well, I'll give you more information later. I don't want to bog you down with the facts. You understand. So where was I, Robin?
You were talking about Jim Jensen. You never told me what he said.
Oh, yeah.
Did you find out?
Yeah. So, evidently, Jim Jensen is our local anchor man here in New York. Freddie, get ready with those Jim Jensen things that we once put together. Okay.
Yeah, because Jim Jensen is no longer an anchor man.
You know what? Let me take a break so Freddie can go do that. And also, I've got to tell you this story. It's really funny because I think Jim Jensen was having a nervous fit on the air.
Uh-oh.
You got to hear this one.
Is everybody sure Jim's all right?
I don't know.
I worry about him.
You worry about him and Fred. That's why we say that. All right, let's take a break and we'll be back right after this.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Good. I'm glad to be back. Happy to be back. So what was I doing, Robin? Oh, what is it, Fafafui?
No, I was talking to the publisher of Playboy magazine the other day.
Yeah.
And he was saying that
you talking to the publisher, Hugh Hefner?
No, not well, he's, the publisher. There's a guy that actually...
Who are you really talking to?
You want the guy's name?
No, I don't want his name. What is his job?
The guy that puts the magazine out every day, or every month.
Is he called the editor?
No.
But he's not the publisher. The publisher is Hugh Hefner.
Is he the publisher or is Christy?
Well, it's Christy Hefner. He's actually the chairman, and Christy Hefner is the publisher. Who were you talking to?
They told me I was talking to the publisher.
Talking to a mailroom guy. Go ahead, yes.
So I was talking to someone in charge who oversees the magazine monthly.
Somebody who has a subscription.
Yeah. That would be me, Wolf. Yeah. And he was just saying that the magazine with you in it, your interview, has been doing incredible. It's been flying off the stand, really selling a lot, and that when they had Rush Limbaugh on do the interview, that it did nothing for sales.
Of course
sales
not.
Was just flat.
No, because he's a bore. He's only got a career because he's on at 10 o'clock in the morning. Not against us. Dickhead. That stupid fat. You know what? I don't know if I ever read this to you, this letter I got about that Rush Limbaugh, but I'm going to share it with you. You know, I used to go on I did a couple of TV shows recently because I was selling my book. And they, inevitably, they asked me about him, you know. People like to get me started. They like to take advantage of my good nature and get me crazy. And I received the following letter from someone at Columbia University. I think I've read this on the air before. I'll share it with you again before I rip it up. A friend of mine is a professor in the biophysics department here at Columbia University. And with some sophisticated instruments and his professorial savvy, he was able to take the measurements necessary for the calculations to weigh Rush Limbaugh's head. They took the necessary calculations directly off the video screen. Howard, you'll be interested to learn that the weight came in at a whopping 58.5 pounds. Wow. That's right, 58.5 pounds, the weight of Rush Limbaugh's head.
That's like he's got a child sitting on his neck.
Yeah, that is the weight of Rush Limbaugh's head, 58.5 pounds. And just as a comparison, so you understand what that means, a bowling ball, which most of us have lifted, weighs 16 pounds.
Right.
58.5 pounds. Now, this guy is a professor of biophysics and is able to take measurements off a screen.
And determine such things.
And determine density. And that is one dense head. But the average head must weigh, I don't know, no more than 25 pounds. Maybe 16 as much as a bowling ball. Less, in many cases. To weigh 58.5 pounds is truly obese. Gary's head, you know what Gary's head weighs?
What?
3 pounds.
Papa Flunky.
Empty. Anyway, so yesterday, you know, on Sunday mornings, they do all those so-called political shows. They all copy McLaughlin, you know. They all try to act like, you know...
A bunch of experts sitting around.
Yeah.
throwing around the bull.
The only guy good at it is this guy, John McLaughlin. He's terrific. This guy who does the McLaughlin Report. He's good. He keeps the conversation moving. It's entertainment.
He's a character.
Right. It's good. He's got good opinions. The other guy who tries to do it is Bernard Kalb on CNN, but you go, oh, there he is doing an impression of McLaughlin. It's embarrassing. Jim Jensen now tries to have a roundtable discussion. Jim Jensen was our local anchorman here. This guy looked like an anchorman. I mean, he looked like an anchorman. When they had a picture in the dictionary of an anchorman, it was Jim Jensen's face. In fact, at one point they were talking about him being the guy who was going to take over for Walter Cronkite.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk.
And the reason he didn't take over for Walter Cronkite was they made so much money with him locally here on the CBS affiliate, they would lose money by putting him on the network news. That's how successful Jim Jensen was. And then I don't know what happened to him, but...
He started hugging parking meters.
He started hugging parking meters, and... He really went off the deep end, let's put it that way. And there were rumors of what? Not rumors, but
he had a problem with some drugs.
Right.
Valium.
Everything.
Mother's helper.
Mother's helper. And he really, well, all right, the guy had a problem. I don't know what his problem was. So...
What was he doing with Mother's help?
Years ago, I met Jim Jensen. I guess I was here at XRK, you know.
It was between jobs, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're right. I was leaving NBC and coming here to this station. And I ran into Jim Jensen, and Robin was there, I believe.
No, I wasn't.
You weren't with me?
I remember the story.
Yeah. I walked into the newsroom. Jim Jensen came in, and he says, you were there, Fred.
Yeah.
What did he say to me?
It was so funny. You walked in. He didn't even have the nerve to come up and say it to you personally, I don't think.
Sure
he
did.
At least initially.
Yeah, initially he wouldn't, but then he came up to me and just said, I'm a big fan. I think what you do is great.
He tried it out on me first. He goes, he says the things on the air that I want to say, but I can't say them. I'm a newsman.
So Jim Jensen was a big fan of mine, and it was great. I was very excited about that. So when Jim had his problems, as a tribute to him, I did some bits and things, and I don't know, I guess Jim took it the wrong way.
You mean you two aren't speaking anymore?
Right. Yeah, all right, I'll play you what we did. Here's one. I think, which one is the better one? I think the Jim Jensen story is the best one.
Jim Jensen story is the best.
Okay. This is so when Jim got into the rehab and everything, we started making fun of him. So here's something we put together. This will just give you some background on what I'm about to tell you.
For 25 years, Jim Jensen told you the news.
Hi. Hey, Bree, are those your hands or are those claws? They look like claws. The last time I saw anything like those, it was on a crab.
Well, what we're referring to, as Jim was getting wackier and wackier on the newscast, they brought in Bree Walker to be his sidekick, his fellow newsreader. And she's a woman with no hands and feet. She has little clubs. Some birth defect. And Jim asked her some wacky question on the air.
He asked her if her parents had known what was wrong with her, that if they would have aborted her.
You think your parents would have aborted you? So, Jim was getting a little wacky.
Yeah.
This was like a fake promo we put together.
Jim, are you okay?
F***ing A right.
For 25 years, Jim Jensen was paid exorbitant amounts of money to tell you what was happening in New York, Washington, and the world.
And for the international news, Jim Jensen. Jim, what's going on?
How the hell should I know, Connie? Excuse me?
Jim?
Who farted?
What Jim Jensen didn't tell you was what was happening to him. You could catch his act at 6 and 11 and at 2 in the morning at Toots Shores.
Hey! What's happening to me? Hey, there's ice in here. I didn't ask for ice.
The Jekyll and Hyde life. This is the story of Jim Jensen and his drug addiction.
So, Jim, your problem was serious.
It almost killed me. The white monkey. I had the white monkey on my back. The white monkey nearly crushed me.
Cocaine.
Who's talking about cocaine? I'm talking about Michelle Marsh. Oh, what a horse.
It will be like no news report you've ever seen. Just when you think Jim's hit rock bottom, he sinks 10 feet lower.
Hey, Pedro, give me some Coke. I'll mention you on TV. You can't do that. I can do anything I want. I'm TV's Jim Jensen. I'm the king of news, my man. Bro, I'm an anchor, damn it.
Tonight on Channel 2 News.
Jim, you're in denial.
Hey, that's a river in Egypt.
That's an old joke, Jim.
I'm an old anchor.
The Jim Jensen Story.
Now I know how Leona feels. Pour me. Pour me. Pour me another one. But the recovery's gonna make a hell of a story.
Watch poor Jim Jensen tonight on Channel 2 with his wild nights on the town.
People of Earth! Get out of my way!
Let's all feel sorry for Jim Jensen tonight on Channel 2.
Well, anyway, so that is a great...
I forgot how brutal it was.
It really was brutal. Hey, but it was funny.
But he was in he couldn't hear.
I don't know. Maybe someone told him about it. Yeah. So anyway...
We only do those things when people are away.
Yesterday on Channel 2 News, they brought up my race for governor. Yeah. You know, this was in the roundtable discussion. And some of the guys there were saying, hey, you know, I think Howard Stern might win the governor's race. It adds a lot of humor to it, also adds a lot of interesting factors. And you know what? Some of his campaign platform is pretty darn good. Jim Jensen evidently blew his lid. I mean, was like, someone's got to get him off the air for what he's doing. Now, can you imagine a newsman screaming that someone
should be taken off the air?
For his views? Can you imagine? He was screaming that I should be taken off the air. It's got to get him off. That's evidently what... I didn't see it, but that's what I hear was going on.
We need to get a tape of that.
So we missed it.
Oh, darn.
If anyone has it, I'd love to hear it.
We greatly appreciate it.
I don't know how many people tape the Jim Jensen Sunday morning program.
Doesn't everybody want to save every word he says?
That show, it used to, you know, it's really weird. They wanted a controversial Sunday morning talk show, and they put Mayor Koch on, and Mayor Koch was, you know, giving some controversy. He even mixed it up with one of these black congressmen.
Yeah, got into a real, almost fisticuff.
Well, they yelled at each other and stuff, and of course they took Koch off. It was considered too controversial.
He was out of hand.
Yeah, the mayor was out of hand. Can you imagine? So much for controversy on CBS. But Jim Jensen evidently blew his lid over me. This is the guy who used to tell me how much he loved me.
He wanted to be you.
People are funny. All you got to do is make fun of them, and then they hate you. Stern is poison. It's poison. I don't know exactly what he said, but evidently he was really on a roll.
Dominic can only call you. He can't pop in a tape, huh?
No. Well, he's too fat. He told me, I said, Dominic, what are you doing today? He goes,
I'm just laying in bed relaxing.
I picture him like that guy who used to lay in his bed. They had to take him out with a concrete truck or something.
Oh, God. Walter Hudson.
Yeah, you know.
I'm just laying in bed relaxing.
Waiting for the Derek.
I'm just wondering how I'm going to get out of this, man.
Hey. I got to take a break, Robin. When we come back, I'll tell you everything that's going on. I got a pile of papers here that you really must hear about.
Oh.
I have a lot of stuff here for today's show. And we'll be back right after these words. I'll take some phone calls and junk, too, right after this.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
All right, very good. Here's a cool article that came out about my run for governor.
Mm-hmm.
No room at inn for libertarians. Let's see. Since I began running on the libertarian line, the hopes of... Is that fire alarm?
Fire alarm, yeah.
Oh. Since Stern, a New York City radio shock jock, author of bestseller, announced his plans to run for governor on the libertarian line, hopes of using a 300-person room in the Ramada Inn on Western Avenue have been abandoned for a larger convention venue.
Ooh.
And the libertarians really waking up. The libertarians, who are accustomed to having 100 to 200 people at their convention, have no idea what to expect when the conclave convenes April 23rd and 24th. They're thinking of holding it at the Knickerbocker Arena in Albany.
Wow.
And the guy at the Knickerbocker Arena says, if their money is green, tell them to give me a call. We're open. What is it, Fa-Fa-Foey?
I've been to that arena. It's pretty new, and it holds about 16,000 people.
With the Empire State Plaza Convention Center and other venues booked, the Nick may be the best location for the Libertarians. With the curtain system, the Nick can close off the upper deck and play host to 5,000 people. Or if the thing gets really crazy, Lynch can open up the whole place for 16,000. Lynch could do it himself, I guess. Jeff Russell, a Libertarian organizer, said the decision may come down to a matter of money. The 600-member party, that's pre-Stern, of course, doesn't have the cash for a down payment, but is hoping Stern will kick in money and staff help to organize the event. Can you imagine? Running a convention has turned into something no one in the Libertarian Party has ever had to deal with. They're the guys for less government. Even their convention has less, they don't do anything.
Yes, they have less government there, too.
Although something weird's going on. We keep trying to sign up our listeners to come to the convention so that I'm a shoo-in.
Right.
And I get the feeling from the Libertarians that they're trying to stonewall and not let my audience become Libertarians so they can vote at the convention. They want to, they want to be the ones to vote.
I thought that we were supposed to be hearing from that Joe guy this morning after they had a big confab this weekend.
Yeah,
with
he's
the
coming
head
in.
Of the party.
He's coming in. He's going to come in, I think, within the hour, isn't he?
Oh, okay.
When is Joe coming in?
He should be here any second.
Yeah.
Well, you know that guy that said he was scanning their phone calls?
Yeah.
He said that he scanned their phone call on Friday night, and there was a lot of arguing, and, there was a whole campaign to get you out. And then he said when he listened again last night, everything had changed dramatically.
Really?
And now the entire party is behind you.
Oh, good. Yeah, but I want to make sure I win the convention. I mean, we're going to, by the way.
I want to get on the ballot. Well, I'm reading there's a fax here that was sent to Baba Booey.
Yeah.
Not that I mean to read his faxes. But it concerns the the governor campaign.
Yeah.
And it says that much like Pat Buchanan had to step down when he was running, he had to give up his Crossfire job on CNN.
Yeah.
And that Pat Robertson had to give up the PTL club.
Yeah.
You would probably have to stay off the radio.
I know. Well, of course, anybody who has to make a living on the radio is not allowed to run for governor. Isn't that crazy? In other words, everyone in the world is allowed to keep their job, except for someone in the media. Now, why is that?
This guy says the only way to avoid it is to stay off the ballot and conduct a write-in campaign.
Yeah, well, I'm not into that. I'm never going to win doing a write-in campaign. People have to see a name there and they pull the lever.
He says properly orchestrated.
Yeah, who's that from? He says. Who are you quoting over there?
Benjamin I. Goldhagen.
Oh, thank you, Benjamin I. Goldhagen. Here's another article that says, Howard Stern for governor is not as ridiculous as it ought to be. And I'm not sure why. This is by a guy named Fred LeBrun. He writes for the Albany Times-Union, which is the big paper in Albany.
Okay.
Certainly Howard is bound to elevate the process. Maybe that's why we welcome the inclusion of a candidate who began his campaign with, I don't know what the hell a libertarian is. He's not alone. And then the article goes on to say how the Libertarian Party at one time had 2,400 members statewide. Now it's down to 600.
Oh.
Not a healthy trend. And now with the media whirlwind, or as Fred says, the media flatulence, I can't be ignored. Stern has more than 1 million diehard fans in the metropolitan area alone. Suddenly, he's bringing this tiny political party out of the shadows and right into everyone's living room. Media attention you would kill for. The price? Howard Stern. Is this a boon or bargaining with the devil?
Is this price too high?
Yeah. But oddly enough, he says here, it was the Libertarians themselves who encouraged Howard. State Chairman Ludwig Vogel, in prodding Stern along, was delighted with the initial attention. He called it a win-win situation, but a week later, the genie with the foul mouth, coaxed out of the bottle, is looming large, and the party leadership is getting very nervous. Say yes to Howard and run the big risk of not being taken seriously ever again. Rebuff Howard and slip back into obscurity with an asterisk that reads, but they have integrity. So they have a problem.
Ooh.
Now, the way I see it, I am running a campaign of integrity. of honesty.
I don't understand this foul mouth
I know.
junk they keep tagging you with.
I guess because I talk about my penis or something. I guess that's foul. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm saying three things.
I think, it's amazing to me that they pretend other people don't have these discussions just because they don't do it on the radio. Like Governor Cuomo never discusses his penis or uses other dirty words.
I don't think he does discuss his penis, Robin. Local Libertarian leader John C. Mountier of Altamont says he's been overwhelmed with inquiries, most of them from Stern fans, eager to sign up. They want to be there. And then the Libertarians started calling the Knickerbocker Arena. It's available April 23rd and 24th.
No, we're in good shape.
Originally, they expected the usual couple of hundred delegates. I'd rather have it at the Ramada, quite frankly. I think it would be more fun to be at the Ramada.
But if there's more than 300 people, fire codes will prevent the convention from happening.
They say, but now the potential numbers stagger the imagination. 5,000, 10,000, out of control literally and figuratively. It wouldn't be the Libertarian Party anymore. It would be the Howard Stern Party.
What's wrong with that?
The Miss Howard Stern political send-up. Complete with toilet seat draped in the party bunting Howard. Hey, that's not a bad idea.
You know what? I was beginning to think of that toilet rising out of the floor again.
We might have to drag that up. You think people will flock from all over the country, Robin?
I think they will.
Anyway.
People are moving back into the state. Look at what you've caused.
Now, none of this may come to pass if this weekend the Libertarian Party's executive committee votes to restrict new membership in the party before the convention. I love that. Here's the part that's for less government and a more laissez-faire approach to people's lives. Now they want to join the party, and they're going to do a government thing and block them.
We don't want people in our party.
Yeah. Well, I know that's going on because everyone who has called so far trying to get in, they're making it harder and harder for them to get in. But we're going to make that easy. I've gotten a hold of the Libertarian thing that you have to sign. It's a little form.
The form, yeah.
I'm going to send Gary out and a couple of interns to sit at little kiosks, and although we don't have any kiosks, but they'll sit in a chair. We'll make believe there's a wooden box around them. We're going to let them sit out there and sign up our fans. We'll tell them, where we are. You bring $15, we'll sign you up, and then April 23rd and 24th, you join us at the Ramada in Western Avenue in Albany for the big convention. When we go up there and we vote, and I become the candidate. Right, Robin?
That's right.
If the executive committee votes to restrict new membership into the party before the convention.
How could they do that? That's sick.
But as of now, becoming a voting member of the convention is as easy as calling Mountier, getting a brochure, an application, paying $15, and signing it. Well, there it is. So, and that's the way it should be. That's less government. Easy. Make things easy. Make things easy for people. If they want to vote.
All of a sudden, they're going to start doing what they've accused everybody else of doing, making life difficult.
Right.
For the voter.
Well, there it is. So that's what's going on with the gubernatorial campaign. A lot of discussion about whether or not I could actually win. And I will win. I know I will win. Because you know what? People want the death penalty. And you know what? People want to be able to drive to work without construction crews blocking their way. So I know I will win. All I have to do is find some companion to run with, somebody who you respect.
You still haven't found your running mate.
No, I'm not going to do that behind closed doors, Rob. I'm going to do that right here on the air.
I just wondered if you had some names and maybe we'd be talking to some people.
Congressman Salarno. I have his name. He wants to be a running mate, and also...
Is it Salarno or Serrano?
Don't know. Montel Williams has offered himself as a candidate. I've declined.
I can't believe he really did that.
TV's Jim Jensen I am contacting. I want to run.
Well, you know who has had political aspirations in the past?
Fred Norris. Who?
Donahue. Maybe you want to contact him.
I would run with him.
But I think he's against the death penalty.
Doesn't matter.
You'd have already enacted it.
Exactly, Robin. I'll do the hard part.
All
Let Donahue run around with Marlowe and... Yeah.
Good morning.
See, I belched and this guy said good morning. This is the way the show should work.
People understand your...
Are you familiar with the cartoon Tiny Toons Adventures?
Yes, I am familiar with Tiny Toon Adventures. That's why you have to vote for me as governor. I'm familiar with that cartoon.
Oh, well, you were mentioned on it last night on their special. I thought it was kind of trippy.
I can't, you have a speech impediment.
No, I don't. Just got a frog in my throat. Excuse me.
All right, I think what you're saying is, and it's hard to understand you, that I was mentioned on Tiny Toon cartoons?
Yeah, they had a spring break special last night on Fox, prime time.
All right, thank you for the call.
One other thing real quick. Andy Bloom, that used to be the program director out here.
Yes.
This is like about a year or so old, but when he went out to cover Bill Clinton's inaugural party and all that stuff, he was mistaken by Tip O'Neill as a waiter.
All right, thank you.
All righty.
That was Jim from Taxi. I think. Hello, you're on the air.
Huh?
Yes?
Yes. You know, you were mentioned we did it in spring break.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay. 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 All right, very good. All right. Mm-hmm. You know, there are people who are going to vote for me who haven't voted in 25 years, Robin.
I think that that's a very incredible thing, that everybody's supposed to be involved in the process, and if you can enliven that, I think that's beautiful.
Thank you, Robin. You're on the air in New York. Good morning. Welcome to a Monday. Yes, you're on the air. You bastard. Cleveland, you're on the air. Cleveland.
Good morning, Governor.
Thank you. Can you lower your radio?
Absolutely, I just did.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Didn't expect you to pick up so soon. Speaking of Superman, did you know that they did like a real smidgen of like a radio show, like when Lois...
Yes, I know. I was mentioned on Superman.
Okay, I didn't know if you knew that.
No, I mentioned on all the shows. I don't know why exactly.
Oh, because you're so popular.
I guess so.
Absolutely.
Very good. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You've become a part of pop culture.
Yeah. Superman didn't actually mention me. They had a guy on the radio called Howard Stein, and there was a woman giggling in the background. That was what that was.
I missed that.
Playboy magazine. You know, I did the Playboy interviews, so they sent over some of the letters they've received.
Oh, yeah?
You want to hear some?
Sure. What do Playboy readers think?
Here's what they think. Let's see. Dear Playboy, Howard Stern is the king of all media. Everything he touches turns to gold. All right, there's positive. Dear Playboy, I have read your interview with Howard Stern in the April 1994 issue of Playboy. I don't share the view that he is a great contemporary commentator, but seems more like a 40-year-old man caught in an adolescent time warp where outrageous opinions, belligerently expressed, give him an identity. Dear Playboy, just read your interview with Howard Stern. I'm not a fan of Howard. I think radio talk shows are boring no matter who's doing them. I have not read his book. I don't have time for such BS. I think if Howard cut off his penis, he'd be an ugly bitch.
Oh.
Nonetheless, I do agree with Howard's view on freedom of speech, abortion, and legalization of all drugs. It takes balls to say what's on your mind, and you have them, Howard. Well, that's a weird...
Yeah, he sort of came around at the end.
That was a woman. That was
a
Linda.
woman?
Linda from Massachusetts.
Oh, an angry woman.
Yeah. Angry, hates me, but then agrees with me, and then says I've got balls.
You've got balls, but you like to take them.
Dear Playboy, I've been an avid fan of Playboy magazine for over 20 years. And a Howard Stern fan for the past 3 years. So you can imagine my delight about having the two come together in the April issue. After reading one of the most interesting interviews in the past year, I can easily say that I enjoyed it from stem to stern. It's a positive one. They don't all go like that.
I can't believe Playboy readers have a problem with you.
Yeah, I mean, there's a guy playing with himself to pictures of girls, and they're going to have a problem.
I can't believe it.
You know, if anyone... There's one letter, wait till I get to it. Some guy says, he overused the F word. I'm like, you dick. You horny little bastard. You can name every Playboy playmate for the last 20 years, and you're going to put me down for overusing the F word? Here's another positive one. Got to hand it to Playboy. Although the media blitz on Howard Stern surpassed saturation, you still managed to pump out an interview that made for good, entertaining reading. I happen to agree with that. I thought they did a nice job. I thought that, what's the guy who did the interview with me again?
Oh.
Marshall Fine.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this, who it's from. This is interesting. He says, you managed to pump out an interview that made for good, entertaining reading. I should know. I write the radio column for the Plain Dealer, and I've been reporting on Stern's antics since he arrived on the local airwaves in 1992. He is the best morning drive personality around. Anyone who says otherwise knows nothing about the radio industry. Roberto Santiago?
Now, he just is like a weather vane. Whichever way the wind's blowing, that's where he's going.
I don't know.
One minute he loves you, the next minute he hates you.
Yeah, and then he gives a verification number so that you can verify that he wrote the letter.
He really did.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was very nice of him, but on any given day, you can't tell where he's coming from. Let's see. The interview was very illuminating on why Mr. Stern always has been so hostile. His antisocial attitude seems to stem from his sexual frustration of being married to a very nice woman who he cannot seem to abandon for his longing desire to have sex with other women. It was very revealing when Playboy asked Mr. Stern what he would ask Mr. Hugh Hefner. He responds that he would ask him about the sex he's had with all the different women and what it was like when he dumped his wife. Clearly, Mr. Stern needs to practice what he preaches and start being truthful and courageous to himself and his wife and give the rest of us a break. Oh, that hurt. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Your interview of Howard Stern was faked.
Huh?
The interview was taken by simply reading his book and taking excerpt after excerpt.
You swear that you sat for all that.
I did. But these are all kind of positive. Aren't they? Maybe I ripped up the negative ones.
Well, like I said, I couldn't imagine Playboy readers really having a problem with him.
Here's a guy who says I suck. He says I'm boring and everything. And he should know because he's a former talk show host.
Oh.
Of course, he's a guy who never made it.
The grind.
Yeah. I have always been impressed over the years with many of the in-depth interviews you have done with various celebrities, politicians, sports figures, etc. But what happened with your judgment? You've hit an all-time low with this month's Howard Stern interview. Revolting, immature, crude, tasteless, and totally redundant. By the way, of course, here's a guy who sits and reads nudie magazines.
At home, mind you, he's no longer on the radio.
This is a guy who buys pictures of girls so he can pleasure himself in his bathroom. Stern ought to try reading true journalism, and he might find that the four-letter words he espouses are not the totality of normal people's vocabulary. Thanks for making up my mind. We are not renewing our subscription to Playboy. Maybe he'll go to Hustler now, where they show more vaginal stuff.
Or what are those fetishist magazines?
Yeah.
Just big bosoms or
Big Bosom magazine. Maybe a magazine that will show more organs. More organs spread open. Here's another one. Dear Playboy, the next time you do an interview with a person in the news and discover in due course that the person is intellectually challenged, why don't you just fill that space with pictures? Your Howard Stern interview could have been shortened to 2 sentences. Playboy, Howard, what do you think? Stern, the F word. What a moron. P.S. I'm holding this magazine in my left hand, so my right hand is free. Imagine that. He's calling me a moron. At least I'm not spending money on naked chicks in magazines. I gotta call this bastard. I really ought to call the guy.
You thought they were all positive.
Yeah, I ought to just say to him, hey, jerk, you're calling me an idiot for using the F word. You're sitting at home with the magazine pretending these are your girlfriends. Girls that won't even look at you.
Duh, F word.
Let's see. I read the Howard Stern interview published in April of 1994 edition of Playboy. First off, the interview helped me come to grips with what I've suspected all along.
Howard is indeed an unprofessional, egotistical loser who continues to financially rape his listeners.
Oh.
Why doesn't he try to give something back to the people? Yes, Howard may be pissed at Rick Dees, but what does Rick's wife have to do with that anger? The fact is, a man like Rick Dees has been at or close to the top for years. Stern is just another predictable fad. In 2 years, we will have forgotten him. Dude, I've been around 15, 20 years already. Oh, this is a guy from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
First he's hearing of you.
He calls himself Stan the Joke Man. That's real original.
Probably angry at Jackie and
Yeah.
taking that on you.
In 2 years, we will have forgotten him. Maybe Howard knows this. Perhaps this frightens him, and he's... Oh, I know it. This must be one of Rick's little friends who wrote it. I can be sure of that. You know what I mean? Because Rick's always trying to get his name in print next to mine, like he's the anti-Howard Stern.
And why would somebody pick that particular segment of an article?
Yeah.
You know, with all that was in there, just your little comment about Julie Dees.
Especially a guy from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Wow. I'll throw out all the Playboy letters. We'll wait to see which ones they publish. They'll always write like 2 positive ones and then 2 negative ones. But meanwhile, the majority of them were positive. They'll never reflect that, though. Right?
I don't know. Sometimes they do. If there's an overwhelming number of positives, they'll usually put 3 in and 2 bad.
Oh, okay. I can live with that. Albany, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Who's this?
It's Howard.
Howard.
Yeah, you're on the air.
Yeah?
Okay, thanks for the call.
Howard.
Yeah.
I'm calling from Albany.
Yeah, I know. Thank you for the call.
All right, I want to ask you a question.
All right.
Okay, I'm becoming a member of the Libertarian Party.
By the way, when you say to someone, I want to ask you a question, why don't you just ask the question?
Because I didn't want you to hang up on me first.
And then you say you're going to ask a question, and then you say, I'm becoming a member of the Libertarian Party, which isn't a question.
Here's my question.
All right.
Are you really going to run under the Libertarian ticket? Because the luncheon and the dinner that are also involved in the convention,
yes,
that's another $75 that I am going to spend.
What do you mean $75?
$15 to become a member so you can vote in the primary.
Yes.
$45 for the dinner, $35 for the luncheon.
Oh, no kidding. Well, I don't think you have to go to those, but you might have fun doing that.
Yeah, well, I only want to do it if I know you're going to be there.
Well, I'm going to the convention. I haven't shelled out $75 for the luncheon and the dinner, have we, Robin? But we need to eat.
No, we haven't done anything.
Well, you probably won't need to pay for that. I mean, if you're the
something tells me I will. I don't think the Libertarians are known for throwing money around.
I don't think they have anything to give away.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be welcomed into the convention with open arms, where they're going to say, "Hey, we want to pay for your meal."
Well, I have the...
I don't mind paying. It's just I just got to figure out what's going on up there. I don't know.
Yeah, nobody's told us about this other part.
Well, I wanted to fax it over to you. I was planning on faxing it over to you so you could see what the little thing that they send you. It's real tiny, unprofessional. They don't, they have no membership, obviously. 600 people, I think they said.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you something. We got a hold of those because they've been holding them back from us, but we got them, and we're going to Xerox them. We're going to sign up a bunch of people. Now, let me ask you something. Yeah. You were able to sign up for the Libertarian Party?
I haven't yet. You only have till April 7th, and I've been hearing this going back and forth.
So how are you going to do it so fast?
Well, it's right here in Albany at a P.O. box. If I mail it today, tomorrow, whatever, they're going to get it by the end of the week.
Do you think they're going to process them, though?
I certainly hope so.
It doesn't matter if they're processed early enough. Everything has to be postmarked by a certain date.
Oh, okay. So you're all right as long as you send it in this week.
You know that for a fact, Robin?
Well, we'll check that for sure when these guys come there. But they said April 9th was the cutoff date that, it had to be there by then. I see. That's what I heard.
I had a quick funny story to tell you about the Libertarian Party.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, though. One second before your story. What we're going to do is we're going to...
hand deliver.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is send out Gary and the gang to sign up my constituents. And then we will hand deliver.
Shall we have everybody pay in cash so they can't even say, well, the check didn't clear?
Yeah, it'll be a $15 cash contribution.
Yeah.
And then we're going to sign up our own people. Because this is ridiculous.
The Ramada is very small. But I live
That's all right. We don't need that many people.
Well, you're going to get a lot more than can fit in the Ramada, I would imagine.
We'll take the convention out to the parking lot, that's all.
You have a lot of fans here. You think you're going to just get the goofy vote, but...
No, I don't think I'm going to get the goofy vote at all. I think there's a lot of serious individuals out there who are voting for me. I was, listen, I went around this weekend, a couple of places with the kids, and I was walking around. People are screaming they're going to vote for me. I think I'm going to walk away from this with with a lot of votes.
Yeah, I'm telling you, what I saw on the streets was incredibly positive.
You can't even hold on to our campaign buttons.
That's right.
They're all gone already. My parents wanted a few. Baba Booey sends me home with I said to Baba Booey, give me a couple of campaign buttons for my parents. They're all excited I'm running for governor. He gives me like 25 in a bag. Booey. My mother's screaming.
What's she screaming?
This is what I get? 25. This won't even last at the yoga shop. I go, who are you giving these out to? I have friends who all want them.
Your mother.
I go, Ma, I can't get that many. Then my sister wanted them, and, so I said, Baba Booey, give me a couple, will you?
Baba Booey.
What are you being so tight for?
I don't think there are that many left.
No, I see there's only like 50 left. We made 5,000 of them.
Yeah.
Howard, did you see the second day of the convention is when they do the lieutenant governor? So what if you pick somebody that they don't elect in?
Well, if we still have our people there, we'll elect who we want.
Don't worry. Oh, do we have to pick lieutenant governor before the convention?
You said you have to name. You were going to have the name by the time you got nominated, because the next day is when they select.
No, I was going to do it after the convention, actually. But I can, believe me, I'll be ready. If that's what I have to do, I'll be ready.
They answer the phone with a speakerphone. They're real. I called on the very first day when you said you were going to run to get my
What number did you call?
Application 861-5009, 518 area code, right here in Albany. Well, it's actually Altamont. That's where their headquarters are. But they answer.
Isn't that where the Stones did their concert?
Yeah, the Altamont.
I thought that was California Altamont.
It can't be this Altamont.
Isn't that Altamont in California, Fred? Yeah. I was going to say. It wasn't in Albany, was it?
This is a little rural suburb of Albany.
I prefer to pick my lieutenant governor after, so there'd be some excitement.
Well, it seems that the lieutenant governor has to be ratified by the party as well.
That's what I'm saying. But on the
no, it'll be ratified. Listen, if I'm running for governor, they're going to ratify who I want. They can't have a schism. I think that's how you say that word. I've read it a couple of times. SCHISMS.
Yeah, that's it.
Schism. It's a cool word. Rhymes with a really cool word, jism. That's the coolest word.
So, Howard, here's the story about the party. My sister also called up. We're all big fans of yours.
Yeah.
She called up, and this woman on a speakerphone answers. There's just like a real rinky-dink operation.
Yeah.
They probably aren't used to getting this many calls.
Hello, Libertarian Party.
But another guy on another speakerphone answered, and they were talking to each other, thinking that was the phone caller. And my sister's just sitting there with the phone in her hand, and finally the one woman says, Tim, get off the phone, so that she could talk to my sister.
I don't know what you're talking about. You lost me.
Apparently 2 people picked up in the office, both on speakerphones. They were talking to each other, and they didn't know that they weren't talking to the person who actually called in.
Oh, I see.
Thank you, Robin.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't following that. It's not all that interesting, actually.
No, but that was the story.
Yeah, did they say anything on the phone when they didn't know it was you? No.
No.
That's what I thought. All right, listen, hey, thanks, and I'll see you in Albany.
So you'll be there for the dinner and the luncheon, hopefully.
Darling, I don't know. Are you a girl?
Yes.
All right. I don't know. I didn't know if you were a little kid or a girl or what. I don't know what anybody is anymore. I don't know that I'm going to be at any luncheon and dinner, but...
we will be at the convention.
We're going to be at the convention.
Be conventioning.
Okay.
We're going. Okay?
Okay.
All right, I'll see you there.
All right, Howard.
What is your name, your first name?
Claudia.
All right, I'll look for
28
you.
years old, not a little kid.
How do you look? Good?
I think so.
Do you get a lot of guys? Do you?
Sure.
Really?
Sure.
When's the last time you had sex?
Last night.
Oh, really? With a husband or a boyfriend?
Why
are you...
take the fifth on that.
It was a girl?
You were with a chick?
I'll take the fifth on that.
Were you with another girl last night?
No.
Tell the
No,
truth.
I didn't have sex last night. I'm just kidding.
When did you have sex?
I don't remember.
Why are you so uptight?
Not.
You want to be a libertarian or not? They're loose.
I was going to be a libertarian before you were even going to run.
Yeah, so what are you so uptight about sex for?
Not. That's not why I called, though.
Yeah, but I'm just curious. No, I mean, come on. Fess up. What do you look like?
About 5'6", 125 pounds.
That's a little big, isn't it, Ron?
Huh?
125. You got a little bit of cellulite on that thing, huh?
No cellulite.
You got a big chest?
No.
What size? C? B?
No.
What are you, an A?
Yeah, I'm small.
Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, my. You're an A cup?
Yep.
But she doesn't have to wear a bra.
Do you wear a bra?
Sure.
Oh, you do, with an A?
Not always.
Do you like to go hunting?
What does that mean?
What's your story? Are you pretty, though? Is your face pretty?
I don't know. That's
Do guys look at you and think you're pretty?
sure.
And they ask you on dates?
Sure.
And how often do you date?
I don't usually date.
Or you just go right in the sack with a guy?
All right. I just wanted to call to tell you that.
Why can't you tell me anything? I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to get a handle on you. Why are you being so uptight?
I'm not. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the
Why are you so uptight? I don't understand. What happened to you? Were you molested as a child?
No.
Did you have sex with your own father?
No.
Do you have a steady guy?
Give me a clue here. You know, a lot of guys are coming to the convention just to meet girls.
Well, I'm going to meet you.
Well, do you think I'll score with you or what?
I'm bringing the book. I ordered the pay-per-view. I ordered
Excellent.
the poster.
Good. Oh, you're going to love our new backstage tape and the poster. You will love it.
So I can get things signed there?
Yes, I'll sign.
All right. All right. I've been trying to get through for a week, so I'm glad I got through.
Do you like to wear dresses?
No.
What do you wear? Mostly jeans?
Yeah, I work where I can kind of dress down.
Tight jeans you wear?
Sometimes.
Do you ever go to work without panties?
No.
You shave?
Yes.
Well, you got to be a little bit wild, then.
Oh, it's shaved there. No.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, my Lord. What do you shave, your face?
You're embarrassing me.
Why? Why am I embarrassing you? I'm trying to know about my listeners, my constituents.
It's a survey.
I'm trying to learn so I can serve you better when I'm governor.
You'll do all right as governor.
And you have a shapely physique?
I run.
Oh, you do? You're a runner.
Yeah, not a real. I mean, I'm not a.
Right, but I'm saying.
You do run to stay in shape.
Yes.
Do you have any belly fat on you? Or is it a tight belly?
No, I'm pretty tight.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You ever do anything wild, like get a tattoo?
I have a tattoo.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Where?
To the right below my belly button. You know.
Oh, by your most intimate of areas. So when a man makes love to you, he sees you naked for the first time, he gets to see your tattoo. Am I correct?
Yes. You definitely would.
So it's very close to the fun place.
Mm-hmm.
The fun zone.
To your amusement park.
See, everybody I know is listening to this right now. That's why
I see. You got to be careful. I understand.
I have the day off from work today, and I know every one of my
All right.
friends.
So in other words, you don't want to give your sexual history.
Correct.
All right.
So I take the fifth on all.
Well, certainly you could describe your appearance. Do you look like Goldie Hawn or
No.
Linda Evangelista?
No, I don't look like anybody. I don't look like anybody famous. I don't think.
Who do you live with? Your parents?
A woman told me I looked like Linda Hamilton once.
Oh, really?
A woman I work, but I don't really see that too much.
So you look like a very muscular, hardened woman who looks like life has been beating her in the face. Would that be appropriate?
You mean from Terminator 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she was attractive.
Well, to each his own. All right, very good. Thank you.
Thanks, Howard.
All right, I appreciate your support. And
I'll be at the convention with my friends.
Maybe I'll learn more about you at the convention.
I hope that you have a good time there.
Bye, Robin.
Thank you.
Bye.
Very evasive, this woman. All right, we'll take a break, and we'll be back right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Hey, look at this. Jackie Platinum Joke Page Martling to order his new comedy CD. Only $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. Call 1-800-323-5464. And this Wednesday, March 30th, at Chuckles Comedy Club in Mineola on Long Island. For dirty jokes and info, call the all-digital 516-922-WINE. All right. Thank you, Jackie. All right. Those laughs taken from Jackie's interview on the satellite there the other day.
Oh, is that
Now we have a whole array of them.
satellite laughs?
Satellite laughs.
Wondering whether.
That's Jackie laughing at his own jokes.
Is that right?
Yeah. We ought to play those. We ought to play Jackie's interview. I'll do that later in the
It
show.
was fun listening to one-sided interviews with Jackie.
Yeah, we didn't have to hear the annoying disc jockey. All we heard was the annoying Jackie Martling. Thank you. Hey, anyway, you know, I got to tell you, hey, what'd you do this weekend, Robin? Anything?
I was working.
Oh, yeah, you working on that book of yours?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What'd you do, Fred?
What did I do?
Yeah. Fred was just about to leave, so I could call him back in. What'd you do this weekend?
What did I do this weekend? Played some music at a little club for about
Did you?
Really? What was that about?
Nothing. It's some guy, he invited me down a long time ago.
What club was this?
Some little joint down in Jersey. It's not even...
Club Benet?
No, not even close to that. It's a lot smaller than that.
And what do you mean you played music? You got up there with your guitar and...
Got up there with a guitar and a couple other guys and just played some music for about an hour.
Whose band is this? A guy that I know?
No, actually no.
How did you meet this guy?
Friend of a friend. I got some guys together. He's got his own band. He invited us down to play for about an hour, and that was it.
And it was your band playing for an hour?
And were you incognito, or were you introduced as Fred Norris from the Howard
Stern? I didn't plug it or push it or anything like that. I mean, when I got up there, they said it was Fred Norris, and that's it. But it wasn't any big deal.
Was anyone screaming when they heard Fred Norris?
Me.
No, really. Was anyone excited to hear?
No, because they really didn't know who I was.
Well, neither do we, but there isn't a person on this planet who really knows who you are.
What can I tell you?
All right, thank you, Fred.
Sure, Fred goes out and plays. He doesn't even tell anybody.
Fred's a weird guy, unless you ask him. I think Fred's really going ahead and getting married, though.
Why do you say that?
Well, my wife got a call from Princess Norris.
Yes.
And do you know about this, Jackie?
No, this is all news.
Jackie looking very shocked when I said that. What do you think? Your wife's the only one allowed to be friends with Princess Norris?
No, I just opened my eyes because I didn't know. At first, I thought you were just groping. You know, I didn't know you had the actual fact.
Well, let me tell you what I heard. I mean, who knows with Princess Norris? But she says that they were thinking of getting married on a boat or something. Like, one of those boats that you go around like the Hudson River or something. Right. I don't know.
Rowboat.
Like a rowboat. So I don't know. They are thinking about it.
So she was talking. Well, I know they were saying something at Gary's wedding about an outdoor kind of thing.
Oh, God.
Boat thing.
You would think
what exactly she was saying.
You would think Fred was Prince Charles.
So what was the conversation with your wife all about? Was she asking advice?
I don't know. There was some kind of advice thing going on there, and I couldn't really get a handle on it from my wife. My wife was very hoarse at the time. So my wife is always hoarse. I guess it's from us yelling at each other all weekend.
Maybe that could be it.
Well, it was unbelievable. My wife, God love her, she can't. I don't know if she's okay driving, but she can't pull into our garage. She pulls in 2 times already. Every time she pulls into the garage, she has taken the side mirrors off.
Of the car?
Of the car. Okay, so I got her a car where the side mirrors come in, so that you can actually fold them in before you come in. And now she seems to be able to maneuver it. Well, we bought a van. We got the van for the kids, because I got 3 kids now, and the housekeeper, and my wife, and me. You need like a traveling bus for this.
Caravan.
We now have the Partridge Family. With no musical talent that I know of. And but then again, the Partridge Family didn't have any musical talent either.
No.
So then I just got the van 2 days ago, and already I get a call on the I got the portable phone in there.
Right, always.
Which the bills are astronomical. She makes all her calls from the car. The phone company must love my wife. She makes all the calls. I say to her, why can't you make calls before you leave? Why in the car must all this activity go on?
And aren't the children in the car?
Everyone. Yeah, talk to the kids. I tell you, and I got people piled up into these cars. We get out of the car like clowns in the circus. Never seen anything like it.
They never stop.
87 people. And then, if the kids leave anything in the car, it stays in there. My wife never cleans it out. Now, I don't drive these cars. My wife drives.
Well, now, the van is new. It can be junked up.
It's already junked up.
Oh, dear.
I took the car for a little ride already. My wife had the back hatch open. The lights would have burned out. The battery would have been dead. I had to go in there and fix the whole situation. And me, I'm not the most technical guy. I'm the worst at this man stuff. So she calls me up. We have the van for 2 days.
Yes.
Calls me up yesterday.
What's the matter with you? You don't know how to pull into the garage.
She says this to you.
I go, what are you talking about? I'm busy. What do you want from me? I was pulling out and I took the mirror off. I go, wait a second. I said, let me get this straight. She goes, you didn't pull in straight. I said, let me get this straight. You're accusing me
Now, I pull in and out of this garage every day.
No matter where you're driving.
No matter what I'm driving, no matter who pulled in before me, I have no problem. You've already taken off 2 mirrors. This will be your 3rd mirror. You're going to tell me it's my fault? You're going to tell me that because I pull in wrong that you can't... I said, let's assume I did pull in wrong into the garage. Let's say I pull in cockeyed. Like cockeyed. Call me cockeyed. Let's say, let's assume that I pull in cockeyed.
Yeah.
You can't see that you're going out cockeyed?
And it's only the mirror she gets.
Always thinks of the God bless her. I love her. And then she hangs up mad at me. And now she's arguing with me on the car phone. And the kids are screaming, Mommy and Daddy getting a divorce because we're yelling at each other.
They always say that.
So we have to kiss for like an hour in front of them to calm them down. You should come to my garage sometimes. I have a barrel full of mirrors. If you ever need a mirror for the side of your car, I got them. My wife don't know how to drive.
I can't believe... Well, you know that...
I go, you're going to accuse me?
There's some kind of a vision difference between men and women. We can't perceive those kind of things.
Peripheral or something.
Yeah, not peripheral vision. It's like how wide a space is. If you'll ever notice as you're driving down the street in Manhattan,
right.
Like Ronnie,
he
could see an oil truck double parked, you know, and there's cars on either side of the street.
And he can make it through.
He'll pull that limo through there without even flinching.
Right.
And a woman will stop, she'll sit, she'll look, she'll creep. It'll take her 15 minutes to do what Ronnie just did.
Well, I wasn't aware of this vision difference, as you put it, Robin, but I'll tell you something. I've never gotten a phone call before from someone who cracks off the side of a mirror and then blames me. I wasn't anywhere near the car.
That's the best.
I said, I cannot believe you have... She called up, like, on the offensive. You idiot. You don't know how to drive. You don't
know how to park, I guess.
I go, excuse me. I pull in and out of there every day. I have no problem. I've never taken a mirror off the side of my car.
Oh, boy. I didn't know these things were going on at your house.
Oh, yeah, big fight. And my wife, she yells at me for watching movies. I get these movies on videotape. You know, once in a while, I get a movie on videotape.
Yeah.
The movie company will send over a movie or something. And she says, I want to watch that with you. Don't watch it without me.
She doesn't talk like that.
She's always hoarse. My wife's always hoarse. It drives me crazy. It makes me nuts. I said, would you rest your voice? You sound like Bill Clinton.
Well, what is she wearing her voice out?
I don't know. Oh, she enters on the phone all day. It's amazing to me. Like Ralph called me like 2 or 3 times this weekend, and she goes, what, is he in love with you? What is going on? He's calling you every minute. What is he? I go, you got friends. You got your friend Jill there that calls every 5 minutes. What are you commenting on who calls me? Why can't I have a phone call from someone? Then I hang up the phone on Ralph because my wife's yelling at me for being on the phone.
Yeah.
And then finally I call him back last night around, I don't know, 7 o'clock. She spots me on the phone. What, are you calling him now? What, are you in love with him? I go, what, are you crazy? I said, all weekend long you wouldn't let me talk to the guy. I want to find out what he wanted that was so important.
Happy Pesach.
Shut up, Billy. You idiot. What's the matter with him? He's there mumbling into the microphone.
He must have had a tough weekend, too.
Yeah, him
out
too.
in the woods.
Him with his wife, V. Bought that place. He's up there in Sing Sing Land.
I did do one thing over the weekend.
Yeah.
I have to say, and I'm almost embarrassed to say it, that I went to see Blood Brothers on Broadway.
What is that?
With David and Sean Cassidy and Petula Clark. And it was extraordinary.
Good.
Extraordinarily good.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah, I've always thought Petula Clark was very underrated.
Well, you can say what you want. I didn't expect much, but they were all fantastic, and I would recommend that people go to see it.
You'd get more for your money if you were mugged.
Oh, stop it. Trust me on this one. People leaped out of their seats to give them a standing ovation.
Yeah, good for them.
Really, really good.
Oh, screw. What was that?
They were
trying to get out.
I can't take it.
I'm not kidding. They were all incredibly good.
Well,
I'm sorry for anything I might have said bad about you in the past. You're all very talented people.
I tried to watch this movie this weekend.
I get different movies from these movie companies, and my wife, I want to watch with you. I want to watch with you. There's never any time to watch with you. So if I have a few free minutes, I like to pop them in.
Don't you at least plan to spend a Saturday night together?
Well, Robin, when you have 3 kids, it doesn't work that way. Saturday nights turn into, like, 10 o'clock, you finally get everyone in bed, and everyone's asleep, and you finish eating dinner, and then you got to, like, straighten up everything and get yourself together. By 10 o'clock, you're so pooped, you don't really watch a movie. So during the day, I will pop these video cassettes in to watch them.
Mm-hmm.
And she yells at me for 2 hours. You watch that without me? You watch that without me? I go, what am I, a prisoner? What does everything have to be done together? What is this?
Well, I mean, you
Everything
don't
is
take
a
her
test.
to the movies.
Oh, please. She could take herself. She goes, I can't believe we haven't seen one movie that was nominated. I go, so what? So I said, go to the movies. Who's stopping you? Why don't you go with me? I said, I don't like to go to the movies. I'm too famous. People drive me nuts in that movie theater. Well, I need to go out. I'm going to go see Schindler's List with my friend. I go, so go. Who's stopping you? I don't care if you go. I'm going to wait for it to come out on videotape. Then she gets mad at me because I'm waiting for it to come out on videotape.
And you won't watch it with her there either.
Right. Who wants this? First of all, why is watching a movie with your wife a test of your love? That's ridiculous. First of all, a movie is the most antisocial thing in the world. You're sitting there separated. Sitting there quiet. You're not talking to each other. What's the difference who you watch it with? It's like a prison sentence. You're on the phone. You're watching a movie. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're doing this. You're doing that.
You're constantly complaining
I'm calling up to blame you for the. I'm calling up to blame you for the mirror. Well, it's part of my thing. I have to complain about everything.
Oh, I don't know.
I still love my wife.
Oh.
What's the matter with you?
I just wonder. I mean, you used to get a great deal of fulfillment out of your married life.
I do.
I just don't hear you saying it anymore.
That's interesting. Talk about what's wrong in your marriage so your wife can improve it.
Oh, she can improve.
Yeah, well, obviously, I haven't mentioned one thing that I've done wrong. She's doing everything wrong. I'm doing everything right.
I see.
I'm so perfect. I really am. I'm such a great husband.
But you don't do anything with her.
That's why I'm a great husband. Oh, yeah. I don't bother her. I watch movies alone. When I'm with my wife, I want romance. That's all.
Did you romance her?
Oh, yeah. We had some sex Saturday morning.
Well, that's good.
Woke up, I rolled over and got on top, and that was the end of it. I rolled over on top of her.
That's sex.
She goes, I'm meditating. You know, we do transcendental meditation. She goes, I'm meditating. I said, continue meditating. You don't have to do anything. And she did. She just laid there meditating, and I had sex with her.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Is that really sex?
Yeah, sure. I had sex. Foreplay was the alarm clock. It was great, though.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, we had some sex, sure. Yeah, another notch on my belt. Another notch on my belt.
Boy,
what is
am I envious.
Yeah. When's the last time you had sex?
It sounds like about the same time.
You probably had a better sex life this weekend than I did. Although I had sex with...
No, actually, I didn't. I'm sure I didn't.
You didn't do anything?
No.
You didn't do anything to yourself this weekend?
I stopped. I told you. Didn't I tell you that?
Didn't.
I gave it up.
How long?
It's been about 3-4 weeks now.
Oh, get out of here.
It's true.
You haven't used your vibrators?
Hear what Jackie said?
At all. Yeah, I heard Jackie.
It's true. I haven't done anything.
Are you feeling the urge? Do you have to fight it? Like, do you like go, oh, man, I can't do it. I can't do it? Has that happened?
It's not that I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's just you think about it. Go, no, you're not doing that anymore.
Now, why should you punish yourself? I mean, you're
I'm not punishing myself.
You are. You want to do it. Do it.
I'm not punishing.
You want to do it. Why are you?
It's an experiment.
Why are you experimenting? You know how dangerous that is. What are you experimenting? Experiment. Try and find an AIDS vaccine. You want to experiment?
Look, I do what science I can.
Wait, Robin, in this experiment, what is it that you hope to find out?
How long she can go without it.
And then, so when you find out, what does that mean?
She has her assistant hiding the batteries.
Where are they? Don't tell me where they are. Where are they?
What is it? Is Ludwig here?
Yeah, the Libertarians are here. It sounds like it must have been a wild weekend because...
All right. We're about to find out. The Libertarians met over the weekend. We're about to find out what happened. Why do you say it was wild?
Well, because they're really all gung-ho now.
Are they?
And the other big piece of news is Joe Brennan is now the official spokesperson
Oh,
for the campaign.
Ludwig is really?
Ludwig's here, but he said Ludwig is the one who said to me, Joe is now the official spokesperson.
All right,
I'm
listen,
curious to know what went
obviously
on.
a lot of things, there's been a shakeup in the Libertarian Party. We're going to find out all about it when we get back. Evidently, my campaign is now in full swing, Robin.
All right.
The Libertarians are behind me. Let's take a break and find out what it's all about right after these words.
The Howard Stern Show.
Jackie rifling through the garbage for that number. Might be a marriage in trouble. I don't know.
Is this one forever, Jackie?
Laugh tape?
Hey, Gary, why don't you bring in the guys from the Libertarian Party? We're all anxious to hear what's going on.
See how close we are to being nominated.
By the way, I received a letter from Frank, who is Sally Marr's boyfriend. You know who Sally Marr is?
Yes, the mother of Lenny Bruce.
She's the mother of Lenny Bruce. And he says, Dear Your Honor, if you run and win, Sally Marr and me will move to New York. We will even chip in for the electric chair. You can't lose. You got the Dago votes, you got the Jewish votes, and Robin will swing the Moulignan votes.
Oh, wonderful.
And all the Skiboza votes you got already. I'm glad to hear from Frank, and I'm going to treasure that letter forever. I really am. Hey, by the way, let me welcome into our studio the great, first of all, let me welcome Joe. And
he seems to have moved up since we last talked to him.
Joe came out of the convention meeting there with, some kind of power play, and Ludwig all of a sudden. Ludwig, did you lose power in the Libertarian Party over the weekend?
No, I delegated. I made it official that Joe be the liaison with you.
The concern, Howard, was that...
Joe, what is your last name again? Brennan?
Yes, I have the time available, and I listen to the show all the time, and I'm available to answer any questions whenever you need us to talk to
I see. Now, Ludwig, usually you, the party head, the party chairman, would be the guy who would be the spokesperson, Ludwig, but you backed off a little bit here? You felt maybe Joe might be the guy for the job?
Not necessarily. Well, first, the chairman isn't necessarily the spokesperson for the party.
I see.
And second, I need to delegate this because I'm on the phone.
Right. You're on the phone all the time ever since I announced my candidacy for governor.
Really?
Yes. Well, let me tell you something. I think it's exciting. Yes, there are some image problems with me, I suppose, but now we're in the running. There's a real opportunity for the first Libertarian candidate to get into office. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Ludwig. Thank you. Ludwig, you loosened up a little bit. You're getting into this. I think Ludwig was nervous before because he hadn't had the big meeting with the other Libertarians.
Yeah, he didn't know what other Libertarians were thinking, I don't think.
So, guys, tell me what's going on. You guys had a big confab. How many people were at the meeting?
27.
27 of the key players in the Libertarian Party. Now, there's only 37 people in the whole party, so this was only 10.
No, there are only 22 people in the party. Several people voted twice.
I see. Now, I understand the meeting was unusual in that all of you were wearing thongs at the meeting. Is that true?
No.
Including Joe and Ludwig?
No, I don't wear thongs.
You don't? You guys are much too modest. You're very attractive men.
Thank you, Howard.
Oh, you're welcome. I call it the way I see it.
Well, I just want to say that...
Tell me what happened.
The meeting passed a resolution that we would mobilize every available resource to sign up as many new members as is possible by the April 8th deadline. And I wanted to assure Robin, anyone who mails in a registration that's postmarked by the midnight of April 8th will be able to vote.
That's what I thought.
And we will, no matter when it's processed.
Good. Okay, so what you're saying to my listeners is that if they can get their hands on one of these forms.
Right. We've printed up thousands of forms. We have a guy downstairs right now ready to sign up people in person right in front of K-Rock.
Oh, no kidding.
We have about 6,000 forms available.
All right, so you're saying...
We're mobilizing people in other parts of the state by Wednesday. We have our national marketing director, Tamara Clark, is flying in Wednesday to help organize more booths in person in New York.
Good, why not sign up more people for the Libertarian Party? It's always healthy, yeah. Why not?
We also have next weekend, the Long Island Libertarians wanted me to tell you that they've gotten together and they're going to have an on-site registration on Saturday, April 2nd.
Go ahead. 11
a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Oak Beach Inn in the parking lot there. So anyone who wants to come down, like your Long Island listeners, if that's more...
All right, so now let me sum up here. So what came out of the meeting is the following. The Libertarians said, hey, wait a second.
What are we doing here?
Why shouldn't we sign up? This is what we're after. We want people to join the Libertarian Party. Howard can bring those people to the party. That's terrific, regardless of what the outcome at the convention is. So, in other words, anyone who wants to sign up now there's two opportunities. The first opportunity is that today, sitting outside on 600 Madison Avenue,
is a guy.
Tom Brennan.
Tom Brennan.
Tom Brennan. Not
no relation.
No relation at all.
Tom Brennan.
Yeah.
Tom Brennan.
What are there only 2 last names in the Libertarian Party?
It's just a strange coincidence.
I bet you there isn't another Ludwig anyway. Right?
You'd win that.
That's an unusual name. Now, why did your parents name you Ludwig?
My dad.
Really?
His dad.
Oh, all of you were Ludwigs?
All Ludwigs.
Yep.
So you are Ludwig, what, the 4th or 5th?
No, I think only the 3rd.
The 3rd, I understand. Ludwig, what's your last name again?
Vogel.
I got to tell you, Ludwig, I'm caught again embarrassed because I didn't know your last name, and Baba Booey refuses to organize and hand me people's names as they walk in.
You're supposed to know them by now.
Wolf, I thought you remembered. You met him already. I tell you, I got the world's worst producer. I really do. I almost called Joe Walter Brennan.
Oh, no.
Would have been very embarrassing. Remember Walter Brennan, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
When I was a kid, I used to see him on TV and say, hey, there's someone with my last name.
So it's Joe Brennan and Ludwig Vogel.
Right.
Thank you. Well, anyway, here's the point. So sitting downstairs now.
Do we have to go down there to sign?
No, Rob and I brought forms up for you.
Joe has his forms. Lucky for me, I brought him $15.
I hope I have some money.
Oh, you got money. Just reach into that pocketbook. Did you get a new pocketbook?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, here's the point. What Joe and Ludwig, Joe is saying, Ludwig is no longer saying this.
Ludwig no longer speaks.
Ludwig is now silent. What Joe is saying is that downstairs at 600 Madison Avenue, there's a gentleman with a pen and paper.
And he's got 6,000 forms.
And he's got 6,000 forms for the Libertarian Party of New York 94 State Convention. Now, what this $15 entitles you to do is to show up at the convention April 23rd and 24th.
You could be a voting member at the convention.
You come down, and you'll be able to vote for me. Me.
Or whoever else. Maybe someone else there.
Forget about someone.
Will
If you're gonna
sway their vote.
If you're going to vote for someone else, don't bother signing up. Dealing with nitwits. Imagine someone signs up and then votes for someone else.
I'll
get the shaft. I can't believe it. Because what this means is you'll get to spend the weekend with us up at the Libertarian Convention.
Yes.
We'll spend the weekend at the Ramada.
Now, what was this about, a dinner and
Yes, I was listening coming in, and I wanted to address that. There are other events like a banquet, a luncheon, speakers. The reason we hadn't mentioned them so far is
What are we serving at the banquet?
I don't know. We wanted to check.
I don't know, and I want to get enough covers.
Well, these guys are into less government, so they don't care what happens.
No, but we have people in Albany who we have a committee that's organizing the actual events.
Let me get in touch with them because I know some strippers.
We wanted to.
I know a girl who does a donkey show. You interested in that at all, Ludwig?
Donkey show.
Donkey show?
I'm a little too traditional.
You're getting too traditional.
Cake and the girl pop out.
What is with the Libertarian Party? You've got to loosen up.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll bring Tempest with me.
Ludwig says, just have a girl pop out of a cake, he'll be happy.
Yeah, okay.
We just want to make sure that that there's what the availability is of the banquet before we announce, because there's already been people, the regular party members who have been signing up. So we just.
Joe, you're getting kind of big. You look like you've been to too many banquets. I'm going to be honest with you. You got to drop a few pounds before the big convention if you're going to be the spokesperson. For God's sakes, you're going to be on TV a lot.
That's true.
I'm telling you, I see you're a little overweight. Not much, but a little bit. You could drop 15, 20 pounds. It wouldn't hurt you. All right, anyway, so here's the point. Here's the point, Joe and Ludwig. Downstairs today, someone signs up to be a member of the Libertarian Party. They will have full voting rights at the convention April 23rd and 24th. Am I correct?
That's absolutely correct.
They will be able to cast a ballot. Now, tell me the agenda on April 23rd and 24th. In other words, Saturday morning of that weekend, the morning that I rightfully take my place.
I would imagine that Howard has to give a speech.
Will I walk into the convention? Will there be other speeches from other candidates, or when will I take to the podium? When will the vote occur? What happens exactly?
Well, we have someone making opening remarks, Rebecca Wilbur. And
Rebecca. Is that the one who was on CNN blasting me the other day?
No, that was not. This is our elected, we have someone elected to the Woodstock Town Board as a Libertarian. That's Rebecca. She's
very good.
Sitting Libertarian.
She holds the highest office in the Libertarian Party?
No, she's the highest elected Libertarian.
In New York.
That's what I mean.
In New York State.
I see, okay. She's somewhere in Woodstock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boy, my party's in trouble. I've got to save you guys. Go ahead.
Then the business meeting starts, and we will have a gubernatorial debate, and all the candidates, including yourself, will have the opportunity.
Debate.
I love it.
But now you're talking my language.
And then we'll start the first balloting process.
How many people will I be debating?
Oh, as of right now, there's 4.
There's officially 4.
4. So I must take part in the debates?
With 5 people.
Well,
I
why
guess
not?
That's
Give
it's your strategy, right? So,
what time is that debate? I might be busy that morning. I have to watch cartoons.
The debate's due to start at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock in the morning?
I think you can make
I could be there for the debates.
Can
10
you
a.m.
go
I
up
begin debating. How long does the debate generally last?
Well, we've scheduled the first round of balloting to start at 11:30, so we've allowed an hour and a half for the debating process.
We'll tape the debate, Rob, and play it on the air. Yes, it'll be good. Yes.
And then the balloting, well, how does the balloting work? You have to have 60%?
Two-thirds.
Two-thirds. So that was, okay.
2/3%.
All right, that's why I need my listeners to come to the Libertarian Convention so that
How many ballots does it usually take?
Yeah.
One or two usually, but we haven't had so many good candidates before all at the same time.
I can't believe you guys went through all of this a whole weekend for like 200 people in the whole party. I mean, it's amazing that you guys were going to carry on without me like this. Now we're going to have a real convention. I mean, a real convention, not a bunch of guys sitting around debating each other. We're going to have a real convention. This is going to be big. Can you imagine they went through all this a whole weekend?
And the press.
The press will be there. It'll be full press coverage. Fox will be there, NBC, CBS, ABC, everyone. Getting our message out. What is our message again?
Less government, more freedom.
That's right. That's right.
Less government, more freedom.
Hey, I'm all for that.
that.
All right, so let me get this straight. So in order to be at the big party and get full voting rights, anybody who's got $15 and is willing to sign a statement joining the Libertarian Party.
That's correct, Howard.
They will be able to vote. Now, when does the big vote occur?
Well, as I said, the first round of balloting is 11:30 in the morning.
I don't know.
On Saturday.
On Saturday.
I don't know if I should be in the room during the balloting.
Why not?
I should be at the hotel.
Right. You should be up in your room.
I should be up in my room watching the convention on TV.
Waiting for the nomination.
Yeah.
Well, traditionally, our candidates are present during the
Oh, they are? All right, then I'll be there, too. But I like a little drama. I'll wear a Halloween mask, and then I'll take it off. I'll reveal myself to the crowd.
I see.
All right.
Well, you could have yourself born in on a sedan chair or something. It's a big moment.
Could I rise out of a toilet like I did New Year's Eve? Like just rise up out of the stage, Ludwig?
Staging is to be arranged.
All right, very good. Well, that's not a no.
You know how much that cost. Remember that.
Oh, yeah, that was like $5,000.
You're not gonna,
forget it. All right, that's out.
You're not going to shell out that.
All right, so then you're saying, this is exciting. This is going to be exciting. Of course, we'll tape this all for the radio, Robin, so no one will miss a minute of it. But can you imagine the drama of me at the convention being nominated?
And then waiting for the ballots to come in?
I hope I win. I hope I win on the first round of balloting.
Are they written ballots?
Written ballots?
Traditionally, we have used written ballots.
I think we ought to go to computer this year. We'll call up the folks at IBM, see if they can't do the balloting computerized.
Put people in chairs with little buttons on them.
Little buttons. They look like little electric chairs. You know what I say? A volt for every vote. Anyway, did you see them on Channel 2 News this weekend debating whether or not I should be governor?
I didn't get to see that. I heard you talking.
A lot of people taking it very seriously. I like this. And they should.
I saw things about it all weekend.
I'm serious about this.
Even on E! Entertainment Television.
You know, Howard, I mean, Howard, that's the #1 question I've been asked by both people in the street.
People still don't believe it.
Yes.
Howard's serious.
Yes.
I'm serious. I want to be the governor of New York on the Libertarian Party. I've embraced the party.
Well, from what I know about you, Howard, I've said to people, every time Howard's gone public and said he's going to do something, he's always done it. So
I'm
no
doing
reason
it.
not to think he's serious.
I'm doing it. All right, so the guy is down there on 600 Madison Avenue.
Right. How late is he willing to stay there, Ludwig, today?
How late will he be there, Ludwig?
At least till 6.
At least till 6 o'clock tonight.
Right. All day today.
Signing
Plus we have
people
other
up.
people coming to help him. So.
Yes, we'll be having more people, and we'd like to start up other locations in Manhattan later on this week.
Okay, now what about our Long Island listeners who want to sign up? Where can they do that?
Well, as of right now, as one of the problems we have is a lot of our members, work for a living, and they have to. This weekend, we're going to have a big push because they're off, and so again, we have that place on Saturday, April 2nd, at the Oak Beach Inn on Long Island, which is on the Jones Beach Causeway. They have agreed to allow us to use their parking lot to sign up members. And I think that's really wonderful.
Excellent.
And so
from
11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday, we will have people there to facilitate, make things easier for your Long Island listeners.
And they'll be able to vote at the convention. That's what it's all about. So you'll be able to take part in the political process.
Around the state.
We're trying to get some locations in Albany, other markets that you're in and around
Buffalo,
the state.
Rochester.
And if there's anything, one of the concerns we've had, Howard, if I can be frank,
Go ahead.
is that some of the places that we would normally, like, say, petition and stuff, or parks, government-owned buildings, that we might have some flack from people who may not, outside the party, may not support the idea of us signing up members. So if you do know, if any of your sponsors or any people want to give permission for us to set up locations on their property.
Yeah, we'll find plenty of locations.
Yeah, right.
Joe,
just pass that along.
Now we are in the big leagues.
Exactly. That's why we wanted to.
There are Republicans, there are Democrats, and there are Libertarians.
Exactly.
Right. Now it's a different story. Now that you guys have come out of your meeting,
we're going to have a three-party system.
There's a three-party system now. This is the goal. We are now in this to play for real. I'm going to be the next governor of New York State.
Yes. Great. Definitely.
God help us all.
No. There is no substitute for victory.
You're damn right, Ludwig.
Boy, Ludwig really got on the bandwagon.
Ludwig, what side were you on during World War II? All right, listen, let's take a break. Everyone calm down. We're in a euphoria right now, but we got to get down to business when we come back and finish up and figure out exactly what we're doing.
Well, we've got to get signed up.
Right. Yeah, next I will sign up, Robin. You will sign up. We will become Libertarians.
Are we going to sign Jackie?
Jackie, you're going to sign, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Billy?
Bet your ass.
Fred?
Sure.
All right, well, there you go.
All right.
Because when we go to the convention, we can vote.
Yeah.
We want to vote for ourselves.
Of course.
Yeah, right.
Vote early, vote often.
All right, let's take a break. And then Ludwig has a special signing up for the Libertarian Party pen.
Yeah, beautiful official pen.
He's got an official pen. That's why we got invisible ink. All right. I will give you my $15 so that it's all legal. What is it, Baba Bowie?
There's a photographer from the New York Post who wants to photograph you with these two
wonderful.
guys. Maybe even.
Does he want to get me during the signing?
I think so.
I believe that would be allowed, wouldn't it? Even though I am not made up.
Hey.
I only blew dry my hair for like 5 minutes this morning, but okay.
Do one of those little side poses where you're really not showing a lot of your face.
All right, let me prepare for this historical picture. This hysterical picture. Right after these words. We're
back with the Howard Stern Show.
Sitting here with the two main dudes from the Libertarian Party, Ludwig and Joe. Ludwig and Joe say, hey, had a big meeting this weekend. Everyone was kind of thrown at first with me running for governor. Things were happening fast.
I think it caught them by surprise.
And now the Libertarian Party is welcoming me at the convention. They are excited about my appearance there. And they've even welcomed my fans who all want to come down and cast a vote for me.
Who was the first person that brought this up anyway?
Brought up what?
The idea of you running for the Libertarian Party.
Well, actually, I got a letter from a guy who writes for a Libertarian newspaper. And he had asked me.
Would that be Bob Goodman?
I don't know. I don't remember the guy's name. I threw out the letter.
Oh, okay.
But he asked me.
After he started all this, you forget his name.
Hey, listen, sometimes you got to step on the little guy to get to where you're going. You know what I mean? It always works that way, doesn't it? But anyway, so he sent me a letter. He said, would you be considering running for governor for the Libertarian Party? We've heard some rumors. I said, rumor schmoomer. I'm going to run. And I had a long talk with myself on last Sunday. Only last Sunday I decided to run for governor. And already the campaign has taken on a momentum.
It's a good thing you decided so soon.
Yeah, I just read the letter and I said, damn it, I should run. And I'll run on 3. Listen, I was the one who said I got to run on 3 simple things.
Well, you have been screaming about these things for quite some time.
I'm really a very shallow person. All of these things are just selfishly motivated. I want to walk down the street safely and know that at least if someone gets killed in my family, they'll go to the death penalty. I want that. I want them to go to the chamber or the electric chair. I personally favor the electric chair. I favor doing it on pay-per-view. That'll raise money for the state. More money, less taxes. Thank you. Joe and Ludwig really coming around.
Yeah.
They're starting to become lunatics like me. Pay-per-view. Oh, forget pay-per-view. 50% right off the top.
Well, we're all for entrepreneurship, Howard.
Hey, guys, can we make me dating other women a law? Is there actually, I got to talk to my wife about that.
Now all of a sudden you're expanding. Only 3 topics.
All right, only 3 topics.
You said you were going to limit yourself to.
Ludwig says make it a law only if he can date. You married, Ludwig?
No, I'm not.
It's hard to believe a catch like you. How'd you get away, Ludwig? How did the girls let you get away? You must date a lot, though. You're a very handsome man.
Well, thanks.
I don't think Ludwig's ever talked to a girl.
I don't think Ludwig knows there's another sex. What is going on?
Yeah. Ludwig is very shy. He really is. He's a true libertarian. Most libertarians are shy. Joe, you're married?
Not yet, no.
You too, huh?
Another one.
No, I date a lot.
Oh, do you? Yeah. Where, at those libertarian conventions?
Well,
how are the girls?
Is that a good place to pick up women?
No, it hasn't, but I'm hoping you'll do something about that, Howard.
Right.
The number of women who have come and joined the party is disappointing to me. I mean, it's not a good place to meet women. There are a few nice women there, but when
Thank
you have
God, I'm showing up.
Of guys and a couple of women, it's not...
The Libertarian Party usually is mostly guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the ratio is
college-educated...
So usually at the big convention, there's like, what, 10 girls and like 190 guys?
Something like that.
Yeah, something
really?
like
that.
that.
Oh, man.
So,
not a good ratio.
I can see why Ludwig isn't been
pretty dismal.
Well, I guarantee you that's going to change. If I have anything to do with it. What is it, Baba Fohai?
Hey, you know that really volatile Haitian woman that's called in before?
Yes.
She wants to know what you're going to do for the Haitians in New York.
Is she crazy?
They're not on your agenda.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, let me tell you what I'm going to do for the Haitians.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to put you all on a boat and send you back to Haiti. How's
We don't mind. We don't mind. We wanted to go, but you have to give us guns. We need guns
You need guns?
to go back.
To shoot themselves.
Well, that's a good idea. We will get rid of the guns we have on the street by giving them to the Haitians.
Yeah, we'll give them all to the
Putting
Haitians.
them on a boat
I solved the whole
and
problem.
sending them
We
back.
can't go back without weapons.
Let me ask you something. Why do you always yell when you call me? I'm tired.
On my nerves.
Yeah, well, listen, first of all, pick up the phone. I don't want you on a speakerphone.
I am not.
You are not on a speakerphone?
You think she has a speakerphone?
I thought you said you were going back to Haiti. What are you doing here?
I can't go back because the army is killing my people.
Who is killing your people?
The
army.
So
why don't you go over there and fight them? Why are you here?
As a governor, I want you to promise we'll vote for you. I'm an American. I have a lot of people here who are American. They'll give you their vote, but you have to promise us guns.
No, listen to me. I am not
we
giving.
want to go back.
I'm not giving you any guns. I'm not giving you anything. This is America. We don't give people things. This is you have to earn those things.
You're the
No,
governor.
I'll be the governor, and I got news for you. I don't want your vote.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not your vote. I'll take other Haitians' votes, but not yours.
Really? He doesn't want your vote.
That's right.
Why?
Because all you do is yell about people giving you things. My government, under the libertarian bylaws, will be less government.
Look, you know who's giving the army that's killing the people in Haiti guns? Your government.
Do me a
the
favor.
American government.
If I get you a gun, will you shoot your phone so you can never call me again?
Look, you take who's giving Cedras? Who's giving?
All right, listen. Obviously, you're a goof. I told you what I told you what my candidacy is all about. First of all, you're not a brave woman. You're not going back to Haiti to go
yes,
fight.
I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I
if
am.
I gave you 50 guns, you wouldn't go back to
50
Haiti.
guns is not enough. I have more than 50 people who's waiting for guns.
Yeah. All right. Listen to me. What I am saying is,
Where do you go sign up for these guns? She's got people waiting for guns.
Waiting for guns. Just sign up. Sign up for the mental institution with Creedmoor.
I
with
think
you.
this is how she
I'll go with
contacts
you.
Haiti. She
You're
just yells.
crazy. You know who's giving the Haitian guns to kill the Haitian army?
All right, listen, you know what? I can't solve this problem. You know that. As governor, I'm going to do the electric chair so things are safe for the people of the streets here, not in Haiti. And I'm also going to improve the roads so that people can drive around during the day and get to work on time. Thank you.
I'm told.
Thank you. She's a lunatic, that
Always
woman.
screaming.
She's always yelling into her phone.
Really?
She'll get to test the electric chair. How's that? Make sure it works when we power it up. So anyway, here is the good news. Ludwig is here. Joe is here. They're here to tell us that the Libertarian Party is very excited about me coming to the convention at the Ramada Inn, Western Avenue in Albany.
Finally, because I thought we were losing their support.
No, we're not. In fact, they're anxious to open up the process to all of our listeners. We will be able to march into the convention with me as your leader. Anyone who wants to be there for history. I'm talking about history, and I'd like to make this a big event as we walk in, and we'll be all the TV coverage. And I would like to take the nomination for governor on the first ballot.
Well, there's a post reporter out there waiting to take your picture as you sign up.
Once again, Baba Booey is screwed up. That's no post photographer.
What is that?
It's a freelance photographer hoping to sell a picture to the post.
No.
All right, let's sign up, Robin, for the Libertarian. Now, here's my $15.
Wait a minute, I didn't get my money.
Now, I'm giving you guys cash, but I understand on the street you guys want, like,
checks.
Checks would be better.
Yeah, checks would be better.
Okay, because obviously they don't want to sit there with, like, $300,000 in cash.
Right.
Because you guys will get mugged.
Never get it to the bank that
right.
way.
Yeah, I understand. All right, so here's my 15.
Are
Take
you
my
getting
15.
a receipt?
Yeah, where's my receipt? All right, give me my form.
Thank you. First, I just wanted to say, point out to you, explain the form to you.
No, you don't have to explain it. Let me just sign it.
Well, nationally on our party, people sign a certification they do not believe in or advocate the initiation of force to achieve political or social goals. And here in New York, for our local party, we've expanded that to explain what that means a little further. And what it is, you had a caller last week who said, oh, what am I signing? What am I agreeing to? When I say I support the principles. All you're agreeing to when you sign up is that our objective of the New York Libertarian Party is the extension of individual freedom to its furthest limits. And our principles are that each individual possesses the inalienable right to life, liberty, and justly acquired property. No person or institution, public or private, has the right to initiate the use of physical force against another.
Joe,
all individuals.
You're boring me. You're boring me. Who
we
cares?
All agree.
We all agree.
You want to know what people need to know what they're saying?
I don't want to know what I'm signing. I'll read it later. I want to be the Libertarian candidate. Give me the piece of paper.
We understand.
We understand less government.
No
Let me see
force.
that.
Go ahead.
What is this here? I agree. No
you
person
don't want to
is
revolt. All right.
All individuals are entitled to choose their own lifestyle. I'm for that. The moral basis of politics, the preservation and protection of individual rights. I'm into that. The voluntary exchange of goods and services is fundamental to any social...
Yeah.
Fine. Good.
Trade, go ahead.
Where do I sign? Right here?
Right there.
Right on the line.
It wasn't you we were concerned about. We just want to make sure that all your listeners...
My listeners don't care. They're looking for a party in Albany April 23rd.
They're going to get a party in Albany.
I'll read everything for them when I'm governor. Don't worry about it. A lot of my listeners don't care what they're signing. All right, there I am. What is this? $15. And fill out the rest. Will you, Joe? Stop bothering me.
Can you loan me some money now?
I'm not loaning you any money.
I've got my money.
What's the matter
with you guys?
No fanfare for that?
What fanfare? I'm now a member of the Libertarian Party.
Well, somebody should have taken a picture of that.
And if I get elected, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Ludwig. I feel different.
We're not documenting this.
You feel good.
Well enough.
Can we document this?
No.
You want me to want it to be photographed?
Well, remember the guy said he was from the New York Post?
Yeah.
He wanted you to know that he's a freelancer and sometimes submits to the New York Post.
Well, I don't know. Why should I give him a picture?
I don't know, but Baba Booey doesn't even have a camera.
Where's your camera, Baba Booey?
Baba Bowie.
Where is it? Seriously, where's your camera?
Which camera? It's at home.
You don't, I think you keep a camera to document things like this so we'd have control of it.
I can get a camera.
Where are you going to get that?
From promotions.
Yeah, get a picture of me and the guys signing.
Howard, I have forms for Robin and
yes,
Jackie
I wish you would hand
everyone.
those out. I'm ready to sign.
You know what we'll do? Let the freelance photographer take the picture. What the hell?
Because Baba Booey, I don't know what he's up.
Phony.
At least the freelancer, maybe we can get him to give us permission to own the picture.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, here, pass it out to Jackie and Billy and Fred. They want to sign up, and Robin.
Do they have money?
Well, get money out of them is Robin. Give it to Robin? We'll give it to Robin during the commercial. It's okay. Gee whiz, everyone sign up. We'll watch into the convention. I'm watching TV, and they're screaming about, if Howard Stern runs, you got to give equal time to all the candidates, blah, 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 blah. Now, Governor Cuomo says he don't want a radio show.
Yeah.
Number two, what happened? Isn't there what is the amendment that says you have a right to pursue your livelihood in this country? Ludwig?
I'd say it's the 9th Amendment because I don't think that there's any particular amendment that I think it's an unenumerated right.
You have a right to live. Why am I not allowed to be on the radio? Why can't I make a living?
This is what you do for a living. It's not like somebody just gave you radio time all of a sudden to mount a campaign.
You know what kills me? You ever see when they have a governor's election? They got the Democrat and the Republican there, and then when Ludwig and the Libertarian Party wants to run a candidate...
They can't get into the debate.
Yeah, why is Channel 4, Channel 7, Channel 2, NBC, ABC, and CBS allowed to deny these guys, people on the ticket, on the ballot...
Oh, well, they don't care. Oftentimes it is the other candidates from the major parties.
Have you guys ever tried to get on these debates?
Yeah, we sure have.
And what happens? What do they tell you? What about equal time?
They tell us to get lost.
And what do you say? Equal time, right?
We say, but they say get lost.
For example, sometimes they do this thing where they have the debate, say, for president, organized by an independent group, and they're claiming, well, that group decides who can participate.
Sure,
they let Ross Perot in because I guess they couldn't figure out how to keep him out. He was just too big, had too much money.
Right.
And they always try to figure out an excuse,
Right. But isn't the network responsible for equal time?
Well, the network may be responsible for equal time, but the networks also kick into a pool called the News Election Service, which takes the so-called minor parties and rounds their vote total down to 0 so that we don't have any reported vote totals, therefore we're minor parties, therefore we don't...
So in other
other words, there's a way around everything. That's what you tell. That's America. You make a law, but there's a million ways to break it legally.
Well, see, the network, if they're just covering the debate and they didn't sponsor it, then they can try to claim that we're just reporting the news. Yeah, we're not responsible for
I see.
They always got an answer before, with us.
Yeah, with me, there's no answer.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. I love that. Well, anyway,
the answer with you is always no.
I am going on with this April 23rd and 24th. I will be in Albany. Do I have to be there the 24th? Can I just be there the 23rd?
What happens the 24th?
What's on the 24th?
We have a continuation of business meetings, things like the bylaws, whatever.
Bylaws revision.
I don't need to be there for that. I'm going home for that.
Election of officers,
I'm not doing that. Saturday I'm coming. Saturday morning I will take place in the debate at 10 o'clock. At 11:30 we will begin the nominating process.
The balloting.
The balloting. That's when all my listeners who sign up today.
I predict that you will win on the first ballot.
Thank you, Robin. I'm hoping for that. In fact, there's a guy downstairs on 600 Madison Avenue signing up people right now.
That's right. So get there.
Get there. And is that guy out there up front? How's he doing?
Do you want to use him, or do you want me to document this?
No. How's the guy downstairs?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen him.
Baba Booey doesn't even keep up with the questions.
Quiet.
Baba Booey, you're wearing headphones. Why don't you know what's going on?
Bowie. I thought you were talking about the other guy. I haven't seen the guy downstairs.
All right, thank you, Baba Booey.
Do you want me to photograph this?
No, get the other guy in here. Get a professional photographer. I have a feeling you'll mess up. Let me change glasses, please, because I want to look more gubernatorial.
Flunky.
Ludwig, Ludwig and Joe, as I sign, I like to be in shades.
Of course.
My trademark.
I think Gary's so funny. He's answering 5 questions back.
I know. He is a funny guy. How you doing? Now, what are you? You're a freelance photographer?
I am now. I used to work for the Post.
I'll tell you why I'm going to reward you with a picture. Because you were smart enough to come down here for the big signing.
It's a big event.
It is a big event. Yeah. I signed up to be a member of the Libertarian Party. Now, for the picture, I'm going to have to re-sign.
You're
in other words,
mock sign.
It's a mock sign.
In for the official.
Now, what would be the best picture? You want Ludwig and Joe behind me?
Yeah, that's good.
Hey, Joe, you're not even wearing a suit.
Well, there was no TV here today, no press conference.
I see. I mean, Ludwig always wears. I think Ludwig sleeps in that same suit.
Yeah, I sleep in it.
Yes, right. It's a clip-on suit. Have you ever seen Ludwig outside of a suit? Does he ever wear casual clothing around you?
Yes, he does.
Really? What does he wear? Jeans and T-shirt?
Would you like to see a laid-back Ludwig?
I want a poster of Ludwig in a laid-back pose.
Okay.
All right. All right, wait a second. Now, give me the form so that it looks official. You understand? Let me have the special pen. All right, guys, you
guys get behind him.
Yeah.
And, sort of lean over, make sure he's signing it correctly.
Why not?
Yeah, why not hold up the sign here, too? Ludwig or Joe? Joe, maybe you hold the sign so that you're hiding that shirt. It embarrassed me. You don't look like a legitimate guy. All right, now, hold it a second. Now, wait till I get ready to sign.
Wait a minute. Everybody's not posed correctly.
Wait a second. I got to fix my hair. Hold it a second.
Wait.
Now, hold it a second. I'm giving you a picture. Hold it. Let me fix my hair, Robin. What's the matter with you? I'll put a little bangs. Hey. Now, how do I look, Robin, for the big picture?
Very good, very good.
All right. Now, hold
looking just like Howard Stern.
All right, you ready? Here I am, signing. See? Look at this.
Now, maybe you ought to take the sign from Joe.
Howard, look this way.
No, I don't. I'm signing. You don't look this way. What's the matter with you?
Well, you finish at some point, don't you?
Yeah, right here. See? And then here, right. There you go.
All right, now take the sign from Joe, Howard, and just have them stand behind you.
All right, that's good. You sure you got film in that thing?
Yeah.
All right.
Just a flash. Now, you guys stand. Move over this way.
Joe, get close to Ludwig. I know it's painful, but come on.
There you go. Just like that. There you go.
This is good. All right, very good. All right, that's enough pictures. Hey, what's your story? How'd you get fired from the Post?
No, when they had the new owner come in, I decided not to go back.
What's behind you, Ludwig?
You've been doing all right freelance?
Yeah? You've been doing good freelance?
Yeah, I've been doing okay.
What you got to do? You got to go around and chase celebrities and stuff and try and get pictures of them?
I've been known to do that. You've talked about a few of my photographs up here.
Oh, yeah?
One would be Ivan Boesky with a long beard.
Yeah, that was yours?
That was mine.
Nice job on that.
Yeah.
What else you got? Anything good?
I do some of the Kennedy photographs.
How much money can a guy get for, photographing Ivan Boesky in a long beard? Can you make a lot of money?
That one belonged to the Post. I wish I had owned that myself.
Yeah.
And they resold that photograph, I think, for around $15,000.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How about a nude picture of Ludwig?
Start following Ludwig around.
Yeah, follow him around and give me information on him.
Okay.
All right, very good. There you are. That's the official picture of me signing into the Libertarian Party.
Wonderful.
I have given that to you because you showed initiative.
And the Libertarians Award
initiative.
Or reward initiative.
Yeah. I only use the good ones, okay? Give me a break. You see, if my nose looks unusually large, don't use it. He ran out of here before I can sign a document. Hey, we should have signed him up for the Libertarian Party.
That's right. What are we thinking of? We're not taking advantage of every opportunity here.
I don't trust him. Hey, did you guys sign up yet? Jackie, Fred?
Got Jackie, Fred.
I'm not signed up. Nobody will give me a form. I feel that I am being restricted.
Fred, did you sign up already?
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
And he gave quarters.
You gave all quarters?
I figured they didn't have change.
Did you? Did he give you all quarters?
$4 in quarters.
Oh, my
God.
Yeah.
Fred, what's your story?
Money is money.
All right. That's true.
Where would Fred be carrying that many quarters?
I figured Ludwig had to do his laundry, so I figured.
Fred, you brought all those quarters to work?
I had them in my pocket. I didn't have singles. I figured, what the hell?
Jackie, did you sign up?
Yeah, but I only had paper money.
All right. Billy, did you sign up?
I got to go to the bank during the break, and we'll sign up. I have signed up.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
He just has to pay.
I have to pay.
Billy, you make so much money, man. Why don't you carry a couple of dollars with you?
Billy doesn't even carry his own money anymore. That's how rich he is.
You cheap little chipmunk. All right. I tell you what, I'm excited now that I'm a libertarian. I understand what the party stands for. I am prepared on Saturday. I will show up April 23rd. We're going to have people signing up all over the state for the Libertarian Party so they can join us at the Ramada Inn on April 23rd and 24th. That's where I will take my rightful place as the nominee, the candidate for the Libertarian Party.
Well, you're sounding just like a politician banging on your desk.
I sound like a maniac is what I sound like.
Khrushchev.
I sound like Khrushchev. Where's my shoe, Fred?
Yeah. I'll bury you.
And that will be very exciting.
Yeah.
Howard, I want you to know that there's excitement not just in this state. I'm hearing from libertarians from all over the United States.
Good.
I get calls from California.
You know, maybe you could run for president, Howard.
You want to know something? I'm only going to be governor for a couple of days, and I'm thinking of just running for president, so I'll be president for the day, and then I'll resign. I might carry through on all
have
this.
every post for a day
Probably
or
a very productive presidency.
Yeah, I'll get a lot done. Anyway, people are responding to what I'm saying. There is a serious, we're kidding around a lot, but there is a serious message here. The death penalty needs to be brought back to New York. I don't think anyone would argue with that. 94% of the people are for the death penalty because they can't take it anymore. Not that it's necessarily a deterrent. They can't stand the fact.
I don't know that anybody's proved it's not a deterrent.
Believe me, it deters me from killing anyone.
I don't do anything because I don't want to get killed.
Ludwig, at what point will you change your expression? Thank you. All right,
Is there a time thing?
Is there a time thing going on? Because if it happens, I don't want to miss it. All right, anyway, here's the point I'm making. Everyone is excited because I got 3 good issues here. 3 issues they can get behind. 3 issues they know that Howard Stern, even if they think he's a jackass, at least he can pull those off. They know I'm honest, so I will resign. And then we're going to get ourselves a good lieutenant governor. A good lieutenant governor. Somebody with credentials.
Now, one question Howard had was, does he have to have that person by the convention?
Yeah, do I have to announce my lieutenant governor by the convention?
Well, it would help because the convention body on Sunday is voting on all the rest of our slate.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Okay. So it would be nice
of the whole slate,
if you informed people who
it would be.
Yeah.
All right, because that way he'll win also. I don't want to run with someone I'm not into. That would be a big mistake. Can't have arguing on the party. Who can I get? I got to get somebody who's a real public servant, someone who has done good for the people of New York.
You don't know anybody like that?
Try to get someone who, not a Republican or a Democrat. I mean, we want someone from.
You got to get someone who has served government. You got to get someone who's in politics, though.
Well, not necessarily. In fact, I heard you say last week something about you'd consider bringing someone like a businessman or someone who couldn't get elected normally.
How about Governor Joe DiMaggio?
Oh, okay.
You know who else is good? Uncle Floyd. I was thinking about
Governor
Uncle Floyd.
Well, Howard, I would say if there's any, I know you had Congressman Serrano call last week. If there are any Republicans or Democrats who are interested, they would improve their chances if they would now say they're joining the Libertarian Party today.
Joe, let me bring you into reality. You and Ludwig, okay? Because you're both great guys, but you're a little bit out of it. Now, here's the way it's going to have to be. We got to find someone. Forget about party affiliation. We got to find someone who the people are going to accept as a real governor. Well, someone like Jeff Schick from IBM, Marion Freeman, our sales representative, somebody of substance.
How about Tom Chiasano?
No.
He always looks very official,
No,
Howard,
he's a nitwit.
And he will come to you every time he needs to make a decision.
No, he's very stupid. There's no way.
Come
It would be a disaster.
It'll be an
Albany. He looks the part.
He can't even get to Albany, let alone... no, he is not that. I will find someone. Please trust me on
I
this.
was just thinking of a way for us to get rid of him.
Hey, guys, we got to win this one. If you really want to win this one, you got to let me... Listen, you guys don't know how to win elections. I do. You guys are good guys, but you've never come close. I'm going to get us in there. We got to get a guy who everyone respects as a real, tried and true public servant. Someone who really fits the bill of governor. You know. So after I'm done with my goofy first year, this guy takes over.
What did Ludwig just say?
Ludwig, I don't know. Who'd you say?
A real mensch.
A real mensch. Ludwig, are you Jewish?
No.
Oh, you appeal to everyone. Ludwig speaks several languages.
Yes.
Yes, a real mensch. I realized Ludwig was Italian. So anyway, all right, that's what we're going to do. All right, guys? And I'll march into the convention prepared to give you that name. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Already I'm acting like a governor, telling these guys the way it's going to be.
Oh, sure. You've got your little cabinet there, and you're ordering them around.
Let me tell you about these two men.
Cabinet.
These guys will be in my cabinet, Ludwig and Joe.
Yeah?
Oh,
They'll
yeah.
be advisors?
I will find a place for them. They were there from the beginning.
You going to take private meetings with Ludwig?
Maybe not private, semi-private. I'm not being alone in a room with Ludwig. I'm sorry, Ludwig. I mean, you can be in the cabinet, but you're going to have to be surrounded by other people. Lock them in. All right, you guys, I'm very excited. I hear what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. I got to get somebody big for lieutenant governor. Lieutenant Governor Ralph Nader. You know, something like that.
Yeah.
Is he a New Yorker?
No.
No.
Lieutenant
But
Governor.
how long does it take to become one?
Well, you have to be, I think it's 5 years you have to be a resident.
No, I'm safe.
In order to be governor, you have
you got to really prove residency.
You see how all the limitations the government puts on things?
Yeah. Sound right. Lieutenant Governor Marvin Kittman. I don't know. We'll see. How about Nancy the receptionist out there? She'd be a good lieutenant governor. I'm not going to make a mockery of my lieutenant governor.
No,
it's got to be somebody real.
Yeah.
Because I think I have his chance of winning. I swear I do. All right, guys. Yes?
One thing, Howard, because so many of the people that we hear from out of state want to know how they can get involved, maybe you would like to give our national 800 number so they can learn how to get in touch with libertarians in their own state.
Joe, aren't you pushing this a little bit? Aren't you pushing?
No.
All right, go ahead. Quickly,
you're in our party, right?
Yeah, well, all right. I'm not a party
All
hack,
right,
though.
the 800 number, because you may want to run for president.
Yeah, all right. Go ahead.
Our national 800 number is 1-800-682-1776. That's 800-682-1776. So anyone in any state, we have libertarian chapters in every state who want to find out how to get active.
But only those people who reside in New York State can vote for me at the convention.
That's right.
All right.
Wait a moment. Well, do we have a residency requirement for state membership?
Ooh. Ludwig,
loophole in the bylaws.
So you're saying that anyone, like my listeners in Philadelphia?
Yeah, anybody
Yes,
could
I think
come.
that a Philadelphian or a New Jersey resident, I think that we specifically refrained from putting a
So there would be less
residency requirement in our bylaws.
So what you're saying is that if someone from Jersey wanted to come to the Albany conference,
yes,
anyone,
they could vote.
Philadelphia,
yes,
Connecticut,
I think so.
California, Myrtle Beach,
right?
You're saying they could come to Albany on the 23rd and 24th and vote for me?
Yes, our only requirement was that you be interested enough in the New York Libertarian Party to join.
Woodstock.
Wow.
It's going to be Woodstock. I better bring a band with me. Libstock. Libertarian stock.
This could be even bigger than I
Ludstock.
imagined.
Wigstock.
Ludwig
That name's already taken.
Ludwig stock.
It's going to be big. Joe, you okay, pal?
Yeah. He wanted Joe stock.
He's shaking. You can't believe the bigness of this. All right, you guys, and remember, if it's brown, get down. I don't know. I don't know. I have to leave you with some kind of words. All right, anyway, now we have it all straight, Robin. Everyone knows what's going on?
Yes, I think so.
Did Robin ever get her membership?
No, you have to go over and sign Robin up.
Right, we'll do that.
All right. And remember,
I'll come over, because this is...
Good, come on over. Come on, this will be unbelievable. Let's see you sign up.
Sit on Ludwig's lap.
Yeah.
You can sign up on Ludwig's lap.
Make my day.
Yeah, there you go, Ludwig. What is that, a python in your suit? Robin, sit on Ludwig's lap when you sign up. Come on, give him a thrill. Come on. Oh, ooh. Whoa.
Here's my phone.
Yeah.
Here's my money.
Oh. Robin, are you on Ludwig's lap? Let's get a picture of that.
I can't believe it either.
He changed his expression.
Hey, Ludwig.
This is very exciting.
Ludwig, when's the last time you had a woman?
Oh,
no comment.
He's signing in pencil?
Here's a pen.
Oh.
Too busy for that.
Wow, this is exciting. I don't mean her signing up. I mean her on Ludwig's lap.
I'm creasing my trousers.
All right, Robin, I see it's official now. You are a member of the Libertarian Party. You are able to cast your vote for me.
That's right. Do I have to fill out the rest of this?
Robin, yeah, just hold Ludwig's pencil. You would. Give him a thrill.
Signing pencil.
What was that, Ludwig?
The official signing pencil.
I can't even think on Ludwig's lap.
Robin, reach into Ludwig's lap and get the official signing pencil. What is it, Baba Booey?
You know,
pencil.
Richard Belzer's here, and he looks like he's got a... Boy, he's just shaking his head. He looks like he's got a lot to tell you about the Libertarian Party.
Oh.
Okay.
He doesn't know. You know what it is? He doesn't know anything. I know what he's going to say. It's Lyndon LaRouche, and it's not Lyndon LaRouche. You guys have been living with that...
Democrat.
I know. You guys have been living with that tag forever, haven't you?
Yeah, I don't know. Time keeps They trotted it out a couple of years ago. I don't know what...
It's totally false, right?
Smoking.
Right. I know. Yeah. Belzer's just upset because Robin's never sat on his lap, and Ludwig's getting all the action. Robin, you were really signing up for a really long time.
So many things here. I'm a regular member. Okay.
Good.
There we go. All right.
Boy, did she sign up slow on purpose? How you feel, Ludwig? You okay?
Oh, I'll...
Ludwig will never be the same, Robin.
What?
You really gave this guy a thrill.
I'll never wash my knee again.
We got to get Ludwig drunk at the convention.
Oh, yeah. Ludwig, is alcohol allowed at the Libertarian Convention?
Yeah. Definitely. He'd be dancing with his underwear on his head.
I lose Ludwig.
Where is Belzer? What is his problem with it? Bring him in.
Yeah, let's have him in. We'll start the debate.
No, I'm going to shut him up right now.
You know he's always wacky.
Belzer, if you rain on my parade,
I'm not going to rain on your parade. I just want to let you know.
The Libertarian Party has the muscle to get me on the ballot, and that's all I care about. Don't put down my party. And don't start in with Lyndon LaRouche. The guy.
No, I don't care about Lyndon LaRouche.
Oh. But what do you care about?
I don't want to rain on your parade.
Yeah, what are you, jealous because I'm going to be the governor?
I'm really jealous.
Yeah.
No, I am jealous. You're right.
What is your problem?
I want to be governor.
What is your problem?
No, I hope you know that the Libertarian Party... Correct me if I'm wrong, sir. What is your name?
Ludwig.
Hi, Ludwig. Nice to see you. Richard Belzer.
He starts off nice. Anyway.
The Libertarian Party, your basic premise is that the only
less government.
Right. The only thing the government should do is stand an army and have the police.
Right.
And everyone else fends for themselves.
Right.
Okay.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with that.
All right, so good.
What about the 60 million people that can't fend for themselves? They just die and become rioters?
No, it's called capitalism.
Oh,
it's called free system.
Capital punishment?
No, it's not capital punishment.
What about the small percentage of people that can't get up every day and get a job?
Who is that?
Just the retarded, the mentally deficient, the people that really don't have the skills, that have low-skilled workers.
Do you fall into that category?
Like me, for instance.
Yeah, okay, good.
Why?
Go ahead, Ludwig, tell him.
I like that you're running for governor.
Well, listen, this is the point.
I think
Can I just say something? Can I say something about
you? Got to realize what's going on here.
Can I say something about
Go ahead.
The retarded, who else did you name?
The disenfranchised.
Mentally deficient.
The unskilled. Not just the mentally deficient.
All right, enough about your family, Belzer. Let me say something.
Well, you're just quick-witted today.
All right, let me tell you something.
You have a little book there. You're looking...
I got a joke for you.
Maybe these people would consider getting skills if they didn't think there was somebody there to take care of them.
Yeah, like two of the brightest people I've ever met.
A retarded person can't make a pot holder?
Right.
All right, good.
Like some guy with snot hanging out of his nose with a 9 IQ on the corner is going to all of a sudden get a job because the Libertarians run the state.
Let me tell you something.
Okay, good.
The point, don't rain on my parade, Belzer. I'm going to tell you something.
Raining on your parade.
And what are you for? Are you for, in other words, the government telling us what to listen to on the radio?
No, of
are you for
not.
the government?
Talking to me.
The Libertarian Party. No, I don't know who I'm talking to anymore behind those glasses.
Yeah, really, who is that?
Let's take off our clothes and talk like men.
Here's the point I'm making.
Don't be so defensive.
The idea of less government is a great idea.
Yeah. If there was only
because there is so much government right now.
Bells, why don't you take care of those people?
Secondly.
Okay, Robin.
Secondly. The idea behind my candidacy...
There would be nothing to stop Belzer from starting his own organization to do that.
Oh, he does nothing.
But instead, he would rather have a government and
Am I in Barbara
Bush's
and George Bush's house, or did I? No, I'm sorry.
You think you're hot stuff because you're working, and Richard Lewis is still digging a hole for John Candy, and you know it. That's exactly why you think you're so big.
That's terrible.
Oh, is that wrong?
Yeah. Not for you, it isn't.
By the way, Belzer's a bit of my hero right now. He's on the good list because he did something very courageous. I'm going to talk about it in a minute.
That's true. Absolutely true.
But I want to tell you something. Ludwig Joe, this guy can't pee on our parade. Let me tell you what the truth is. The truth is I am running for governor on the Libertarian Party. You guys have the muscle to get me on there. I'm for less government. I'm your man. I'm running, and I'm going straight to Albany.
Yay!
How's that, all you rat bastards? Belzer. All right, we'll be back right after this. Thanks, Ludwig and Joe.
You can sign up and vote for him, you know.
Right. Big pussy.
He might.
All right, we'll be back right after this.
We got to convince him.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
A million microphones. All right, I like the way that looks.
It does look good.
All right, I like that. I like that configuration. Okay, very good. All right. We're here with the Bells, who's going to be at Caroline's Comedy Club on April 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Go down there because he's recording his comedy album. Bell's actually got a record deal.
Yes.
Who are you doing
Richard
that for?
Belzer's greatest hits.
Who are you doing that for?
I can't release that information right now.
All right, so he's looking for a label. If you got a record company, give Belz a call. The tape, Belzer's Best Bits, is available at 1-800-538-6600. Comes with a free book, How to Be a Stand-Up Comic by Richard Belzer. And Homicide has been renewed. Belzer is also on the Superman show, although I never see him on it anymore.
The last episode I'll be on.
Oh, will you?
The big wedding of Lois and Lex Luthor. And...
Oh, don't give away. What do you mean the wedding?
That's all I'm saying.
You know they don't get married.
There's a wedding. That's all I can say.
Is there going to be some action between her and Superman?
Next year I think they'll be slamming away.
Yeah, good. Excellent.
See,
Belzer on a career
I
roll.
had a question, though, about whether Superman can do that.
Superman can, but you know what happens? He plows he plows through you so hard that you basically you end up in the hospital.
Speeding bullets, so women aren't satisfied. Can I get some water, Gary, please? Yes, I know it's not your job, but
sure it is his job. Don't let him forget it.
Make that two.
Yeah, here's some water. I got it right here.
Thank you.
You have one of mine.
Thank you.
You're a guest. Hey, by the way, I got to tell you something about Richard Belzer. I always thought he was spineless, but I got news for you.
How could you say that?
I mean this as a compliment. I don't know if you heard what I said about you a couple of weeks ago.
I did. Someone sent me a tape.
I'm going to tell you something.
You really didn't think he was spineless. Belzer has always taken a stand.
No, Belzer is very spineless. He's one of those guys that crumbles. Now, let's face it. Belzer was no hero in Vietnam.
No tower of strength, huh?
In fact, I often ask Belzer, who took your place, draft dodger? Who took your place? Hey, Belzer, how come you didn't serve in the war? Where were you?
I was a general.
No, come on.
General Nuisance.
General Belzer, did you avoid...
I was a major. Major disturbance.
How did you avoid the draft?
I was in the Army.
Were you really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
After I got thrown out of college, I went to the Army, and then I got thrown out of the Army.
Did you really?
Yes.
What did you do?
I was discharged under honorable conditions for being non-adaptable to military service.
What happened? The guys were beating you up a lot?
No, not at all.
This was during the Vietnam era?
No, this was in '64 when I was in basic training. Then I went to Fort Devens in Massachusetts, and I got a top-secret clearance, and I became a radio intercept operator, but I was just always getting in trouble.
Like, what kind of trouble did you get in?
Well, you know.
Come on, seriously, what happened? How does a guy get out of the... I mean,
was it drugs, Bells?
No.
Were you on heroin?
I wish. No.
No, what happened?
You want to know the truth?
Yeah.
It's a long story. I'll tell you real fast.
Go ahead.
I feigned madness and got out.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
And how does one feign madness?
Well, I pretended that I was beat up, and then they found out I did it to myself. And I didn't really beat myself. I said I was beat up, and I pretended I hurt my back. And it's a long story. No, I'll tell you another time.
Were you really beat up?
No.
Come on, tell the truth. I could see you getting beat up in the Army.
No, I
a skinny Jewish guy.
So I could fake a back injury. I don't want to do this story injustice. It's a very long, funny story, but I got out.
So who's in a rush?
Well, it takes like 40 minutes to tell.
Oh, forget it and get out of here.
That's what I mean.
What do you mean 40 minutes? You were in the... Let me get this straight. I'll ask questions.
It took Casanova 2 hours to describe how he got out of jail.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're in the Army. You had signed up, I assume, or you were drafted?
Well, I signed up.
Okay. You signed up.
I was thrown out of college. My parents said, "Look."
Now, why were you thrown out of college?
Well, that's another.
Low grades?
Not low grades, because I wanted to. I had
wear women's clothing.
Close. I led demonstrations, and I wanted to break the curfew of no women allowed in the door. Just all kinds of stuff.
All right, you were a troublemaker.
I was a troublemaker.
You were a loudmouth.
Right.
And
yes, sir.
You go into the Army.
Right, I joined the Army.
And you're in there, and it occurs to you that this is not for you.
I hated it.
All right, and the other people in the Army liked you?
Well, I had some friends.
You had some friends?
Yeah, sure.
They weren't ostracized?
Oh, not at all. Actually, they liked me because I used to do impressions of the sergeant.
Right, so the guys liked you?
Yes.
All right. and which is unusual because you don't find too many Jews in the military.
Well, there's one guy who said, Jew, what's that, something you eat?
Right.
Yeah,
so the point is, so you're in there, and here you are, yet you're a popular Jew. Am I correct?
Yes, because of my wit.
All right, because of your wit. Your wit saves you again.
Exactly.
But you find that this army life is not for you.
Depressing.
Right. It's hard.
So then
it's
I finish basic training.
Right.
And I go to, I take a test.
This is during the Vietnam years?
This is 64.
Would that be during the Vietnam years?
Early, before it really heated up.
Okay, go ahead.
63, 64.
All right.
So I took a test, and they found I had a high IQ, and they put me...
How high was your IQ? Why don't you regular? Give us your IQ. What is your IQ number?
It has no meaning.
Is it over 114?
Yes.
It is. Is it over 125?
Yes.
Is it over 135?
Yes.
You're lying.
No,
I'm not.
You're lying.
It's 138.
You're in Mensa.
I never joined that. It has no meaning.
But you have are you considered a genius?
Those tests have no meaning.
I will guarantee you, if I sat you down and gave you an IQ test now, it would not be over 138.
Okay, good. Probably not.
You are telling me your IQ is 138.
I have no reason to lie about that.
Robin,
this is an
do you think he's making that
Army intelligence test. May not have been
an Army intelligence test.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different. That means your regular IQ is 94.
86.
Yeah, right.
Could you tie my shoe for me?
Yeah, sure. No problem. Yeah,
anyway, so I took the test, and for some reason they thought I was intelligent. Little did they know.
So they give you a course. All right, let's get through this story. So they give you very boring and long. So then they give you clearance.
Top secret clearance.
Top secret clearance.
So I can wear a headset.
Right.
And intercept code.
Okay.
So I learned the code.
You learn the code, like a Morse code?
I was depressed there.
Like a dots and dashes?
Yeah, exactly.
You learn that.
And then you wear the headset, and then you're supposed to intercept whether they're sending from North Korea, whatever.
My father did that in the Army, too.
Really?
Yeah, he had a high IQ,
My
too,
brother
like Belzer.
Yeah,
sure, right.
Yeah. So anyway, look at you. Yeah. So anyway, so I got the thing, and I was depressed there. It was the Army, it was terrible. So I figured, how can I get out of the Army?
All right, so go ahead, give me the game plan. So
I figured the only way to get out is to have some kind of injury or illness. I didn't want to get sick, and I knew that back injuries did not show up on X-rays always.
Right, so you said you had a back injury.
I could stage some spectacular back injury.
And you claimed you were beat up.
I was on guard duty one night guarding this big warehouse with 10,000 chocolate cakes in it.
Yeah.
And I had a nightstick, a clipboard, and a light, and I was supposed to walk around and write something down every 40 minutes or something.
Right.
So I'm walking around, so how can I get out of this? So what I did was I crawled down the driveway to scrape the front of my uniform.
Right.
And to look like I had been, tattered. And I just laid kind of like in the curb waiting to be discovered.
You said this is a long, funny story. When does the funny start?
I didn't say it was funny.
Okay, go ahead. Yes. Go ahead. You did say it was funny. Yeah, all right, so you dragged yourself down the road.
And I'm waiting to be discovered.
Yes.
So I could say I got beat up.
All right.
Meanwhile, no one comes. I'm laying there 10, 15, 20. I'm laying like a jerk in the gutter for and finally I hear footsteps come up to me, and then footsteps run away. Then I hear sirens.
Right.
Ambulance pulls up. MPs, they get out of the ambulance. They go, "What happened, soldier?" I said, "These two guys jumped me." Pretending I'm hurt.
Right.
They put me on the stretcher, put me in the ambulance. They speed me off to the hospital. Meanwhile, because I was on guard duty and got jumped, they put the fort on red alert because that could have been Russian paratroopers.
Right, could have been anybody. You don't know.
They wake up the commanding officer at 3 in the morning. The whole fort is on alert. I'm in the X-ray room there, getting X-rayed, and then I come out. And this guy in civilian clothes comes in. In those days in the Army, civilian clothes were like really weird. Right. Everybody's in uniform. It was like seeing a Buick. It's like,
could you imagine if they had figured out that Belzer staged this, how much trouble he would be in?
So then they come in. The guy from Army Criminal Investigation Division, Richard. Why did you do it?
Yeah.
Do what? And my voice went up. I was terrified. Well, by the footprints and the position of your clipboard,
they can tell everything.
No signs of a struggle. They knew immediately.
Right.
I thought I had this master
You were
plan.
really bad at it.
Yeah, I was terrible.
So much for his high clearance at this point. Yeah.
Exactly. And what was your IQ again, soldier?
Yeah, right.
So I said, "Why did you do it?" I said, "What do you mean?" And finally I said, "I hate the Army. I want to get out of the Army." I was talking like that.
Right. So then they figured out that you would.
They figured it out. I just broke down. I had no resistance.
Started crying?
Yeah, almost.
Okay, you were crying. Go ahead.
I was almost.
All right, you were crying.
I was crying.
All right, go ahead.
Go,
big baby.
Go into the other room and apologize to the doctor for wasting his time.
Okay.
So I go in the other room with my ass sticking out in this, this hospital.
Yeah, right.
And I go, "Doctor, what are you doing up?"
So you were tossed out of the Army for bad acting.
Well, then they arrested me.
They arrested you.
They arrested me. And they brought me to the headquarters of where I was on guard duty, and this guy came in, and he said, "Well, who's this Bixler, Balsler, Beasler, Bustler?"
And then they threw you out of the Army. Is that the long
Under
story?
honorable conditions.
Okay, very good. Why honorable?
Non-adaptable to military service.
All right, very good.
They sent me to a shrink, and I said, "I can't stand it. I'm going to kill myself."
No, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Is
that all you had to do?
I said, "Good night."
All right, I'll laugh now at that story. I thought it was a long, funny story, Robin.
It is a long,
well,
funny
if he told it in the long form,
I gave you the
he cut out all the funny.
Oh, I cut out the funny. Oh, it was my fault. You're like my wife.
Thank you, Robin.
My wife takes the mirror off our car and blames me. I love that. You're going to blame me for his story being unfunny?
Obviously.
I said it was a 40-minute story. I told you in 3 minutes.
Belzer did something very, very brave, and I want to talk about it when I get back. I mean, I think my audience will agree that the guy did something brave, and we should applaud him when we get back. He took a stance against this Arsenio a-hole, and I got news for you. I like what he had to say. Now, I'll let him talk about that when we get back. Don't forget, Belzer will be at Caroline's. That's April 21, 22, and 23.
Oh, that's the weekend of our
bad weekend. That's when we're going to the convention. We're going to be up in Albany.
Really?
At the big convention.
Well, maybe can you give me reports on stage? I'll call you up on the phone.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Belzer will be recording his comedy album.
CD, I guess they call them these
Comedy CD.
All right.
And with any luck, he'll get
your first?
Yes.
This is my first.
Yes.
All right.
With any luck, he'll have a record company very soon.
Someday.
Do you actually have a record company?
No, I don't.
You really don't?
I'm doing this independently.
All of our rockers would like to.
I'll do it myself.
You're putting up your own money on this?
Very little.
You're recording it yourself?
Yes.
You're recording for a comedy album, but you really don't have an album?
No, I don't. I don't have a label.
Then you're going to take.
I've had offers from labels, but I want to wait until I have the actual finished work.
Why would you do that?
Because I know how good it's going to be. I'm going to have music. And
why would you wait?
Because it's a concept album, and I can get more money for it than just to stand up in front of a curtain with a.
This is how you cracked under the psychiatrist questioning in the army.
I can't stand it.
I don't have a label.
I hate the army. I don't have a label.
No, you don't have a. You would sign with a label,
and I figured let me do this myself, and then shop it around.
Oh, well, that makes no sense.
And you'll be the first to know.
For a guy with an IQ of 138, he's making no sense.
He doesn't make the brightest decisions.
Here's what I think's going on. Belzer would like a label to sign him, and what he's going to do is put a little money up, record himself.
Show him what he's about.
Hey, any label that's interested now and listening to the show, give me a call, maybe.
Listen,
I'll take their
comedy
money.
Albums sometimes sell 3,000-4,000 copies. I'm sure any record company would want to
I have that many relatives.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, there'll be some hit singles off this.
Excellent.
Hit singles.
So go see the Bells at Caroline's, April 21, 22, and 23. And it'll be good. Actually, you know what happened? Belzer got some blank cassettes for Hanukkah. And
has nothing else to do.
He has nothing else to do with them, so he's going to I know that because I know your wife,
I
and
got
she told me.
a dozen blank cassettes.
Belzer did something...
taped down at Caroline.
Belzer did something very brave. I want to talk about it when we get back, right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
You know, during the commercials, we were talking about... did you happen to watch Bill Clinton at the Arkansas basketball game?
Yes, I saw a little bit of it.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah. You know, I think they're holding him down on the inside there.
He was trying to pretend like he liked the game.
Well, I'm sure he does.
I don't know, but he was way too into it.
He's clearly there to be seen in a context other than...
presidential, right.
Yeah. I mean, like he's a regular guy with like his wife's really into basketball.
Yeah, the whole
She's
family.
clapping during a basket. Like Hillary. Hillary's
didn't even
into
know
hoops.
which side just scored.
Well, I thought it was pretty funny when at the end he was hugging the black guy, the coach.
Yeah.
That was a good photo op.
Yes. My favorite thing that Clinton said this week was that he forgot he gave his mother $20,000.
He didn't remember until he read his
He was making
bio.
$37,500 that year, and he gave his mother $20,000, and he forgot about it.
What I thought was kind of cool.
Now, wait a minute.
What I thought was kind of cool when he says, I forgot about the $20,000, but I was reading my mother's bio, fact-checking it.
Yeah.
Reading the galleys of her book.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's when he remembered.
She should have given it to Ratso.
Yeah. He would have read it for her.
Right.
Well, anyway.
$20,000.
Let's get off the president because, quite frankly...
he's finished, but...
no, let's...
You know, it's kind of sad because he said that Hillary had more integrity than anybody he knew. And
well, that's like Elizabeth Taylor saying that Michael Jackson's the most normal man she ever met.
That's right.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me talk about Belzer for a second because a lot of people are down on Belzer. They feel that he's not a man of integrity. But let me say
there have been rumors.
Belzer won me over with one action, and that's all it takes.
Let me get off my knees.
He won me over when he married that beautiful woman. But he also did
wait a
something
minute.
else. He did something else that I thought was incredible.
He turned down an opportunity at publicity.
Arsenio, which whoever thought that would happen. Arsenio Hall. Look, I don't think the guy's a talent. I'm not a fan of Arsenio Hall, but Arsenio Hall did something so heinous, something so irresponsible. This guy who has a talk show, it's an entertainment talk show, gets up there, and he has on this maniac, Louis Farrakhan.
The maniac Louis Farrakhan.
Well, I could at least admire the guy if he just says, yeah, I'm an anti-Semite and I hate the Jews. Every time I see him interviewed, I don't hate the Jews. I don't march them into others. But then you see him in a speech and he's right away with the Jews and all this and the other.
I am not a modern-day Hitler.
And he hates the white man, and the black problem is the Jew problem, and the whole thing, and if the Jew is selling blacks pork. I mean, we all know how ridiculous the whole thing is. But okay, Arsenio has this guy on, and he holds a love fest. If David Letterman or Jay Leno had on David Duke and sat there and applauded everything he said and sat there and acted fascinated and didn't challenge him on anything, you would sit there, there'd be an uproar like you wouldn't believe. The networks would fire them.
Exactly.
They would fire them.
Exactly.
Arsenio had a thing, it was, he just didn't even challenge the guy. He sat there. He basically, as far as I'm concerned, endorsed the Farrakhan position, except he did say at the end he has friends who are Jews, which was beautiful.
Arsenio said that?
Yeah, he said, my producer's Jewish.
My producer's Jewish,
Some of my
man.
best friends are Jewish.
Yeah, great.
Some of my best producers are Jewish.
Yeah, great.
They
Great
bring
Arsenio.
me pork.
Absolutely not a brain in that flat head of his. So, anyway, Belzer was booked to do the Arsenio show.
Now, that's the part I have a question about. Was he really booked?
Yeah, a lot of people don't believe it, but he was. No, Belzer is a regular on these shows.
You weren't in that booth. What's her name, Sandra?
Robin.
Robin.
No need to make our guest uncomfortable. All right. Anyway, so Belzer got up and said, now, I got to tell you something. All these phonies, these PR people, public relations people who book people on shows.
And won't book them on this one.
Yeah, won't book them on this show. Me, a gubernatorial candidate.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what hypocrites they are. How come celebrities are still booking themselves on this Arsenio show? The only guy who stood up the following day and said, after what I saw on the Arsenio show, I refuse to do the program. He actually took a stand.
Well, since that, I did see that Siskel and Ebert have also said
They refused
will
to
not.
do their Oscar telecast on Arsenio.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad.
Because they felt he should refute something.
Right. Anything. Say something.
He didn't, and he wouldn't.
And you stood up and you said no. And I'm going to tell you something. Here's a list of the sponsors of the Arsenio Hall show who evidently have no problem with this guy. Pepsi, Maxwell House, Polaroid, Extra Gum, whatever that is.
It's the gum.
That's what Arsenio has.
Yeah, he has extra gums. You can hardly see his teeth. Duracell, Kodak, Ford, Revlon, Ocean Spray. All of these highfalutin advertisers.
Who wouldn't do this show?
Max Factor, AT&T, Butterfingers, Taco Bell, Naked Gun 33 1/3. Anybody see that? I hear it's bad. Who told me they saw it this weekend?
I heard
John
if you run it at 78, it's much better.
Is it really?
Yeah. And it's twice as fast, but...
Thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah, good.
Why don't you do that on Arsenio?
Yeah, sure.
Great.
Yeah, good.
Actually, I saw you on Leno. You did the Leno show.
Yes, I did.
Right away, Jay grabbed you. He liked it. You did he talk to you about it on the show?
We talked about it in the dressing room. But
what is it, John? Stuttering John, what is it?
He wanted to give you his review.
What'd you see?
No, about the movie.
What, Naked Gun 33 1/3? You saw it?
Yeah, it's horrible.
No good, huh?
I thought it was real bad. You know, same gag, same thing, you know, as the first two.
You should have him review every movie.
He's an excellent
movie
reviewer.
critic.
Same gag over and over again?
Yeah, same stuff, you know.
No
same
good.
opening, you know, the opening, the cop car drives, the same thing, you know.
I see.
I'm not familiar with the other films, but thank you. Johnny.
Hey, Bells, don't laugh at him. John has a record deal. You don't.
You know, Jay tried to make up with Arsenio. Arsenio would have none of it.
Yeah, well, Arsenio's a jerk. What is it, Fafafu?
The actor Danny Baldwin is on the phone. He's calling from an airplane. He'd like to support you in your governorship.
Well, he also appears...
Oh, that's the guy who works with you, right? Yeah.
Daniel Baldwin also is the brother of Alec.
The brother we haven't
Billy
talked to.
and Stephen.
Hey, Daniel, I never talked to you.
Hello.
Wait a second. Hold on. I can't get you. Hey, Daniel, you there? You calling from the plane you show up?
Yes, I'm calling from the plane.
Where are you, Daniel?
I am 35,000 feet up en route to Chicago.
Chicago.
Under normal circumstances, I would say I'm calling to speak with the great Bells, but unprecedented in the history of New York politics, the most unselfish move of a superstar in the entertainment business ever, Howard Stern.
Thank you.
I support you. I say to all those people who are fans of any of the Baldwins, join the Libertarian Party. I really, truly believe that unlike most politicians who go out and say, I believe that when I get back to New York the next time I get there, the roads will be smoother, the tolls will be staggered, and people will fry for murder.
Yes, they will.
I think the air must be very thin up there.
I tell you, I hope that plane doesn't crash. I got an endorsement from a Baldwin. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Free drinks in your plane there right now. Go ahead. Drink away.
Are you in first class, Daniel?
But of course.
But of course. Let me tell you something. I've heard from all the bald. You know, Alec has called
He's
into
a
the
big
show.
fan of yours, yeah.
Oh, hang on. Let me do that in person. So, Howard, I think that
I think that, you shouldn't support Senator Alphonse D'Amato.
I think, Howard, that Alphonse is someone who you'd really like to possibly shy away from in your political career. But anyway.
Hey, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
So you get together with Kim Basinger and...
here we go.
And what about you?
He has a beautiful wife.
Who does?
Daniel's wife is beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's your wife? Is she an actress?
Elizabeth Baldwin.
She paled, Kim Basinger. She brings her to her knees.
Oh, yeah? How'd you get her?
Well...
She an actress?
There have been rumors.
She an actress, Bells?
Yeah,
oh,
great
yeah?
actress.
Real hot? Hotter than Kim Basinger?
Oh, of course.
Hey, what's it like when Alec brings Kim over to the house? What's that like?
I wouldn't know.
Oh, come on. You're putting me on.
I have never been over to Alec and Kim's, and Kim has never been over to my place.
Don't you think that's a little strange?
He keeps his wife away from his family.
No, they're just busy.
Oh, come on, though. Don't you think it's strange that Daniel Baldwin has
Every
never...
family has their own dynamic.
That's right.
I don't know.
Every family does their own thing.
I don't know. Say,
Alec and Daniel get along great.
why don't you say Kim's a pain in the ass and can't be trusted with the family? Am I right?
I wouldn't know. I don't know.
I'm not clapping Daniel when he said that. You know I want to be on the good side of them.
I hardly, every time I've ever been in L.A., Kim and Alec have not been in L.A., and every time I'm in New York, Kim and Alec are in L.A.
Were you at the wedding?
Oh, yeah, I was one of the best men. I'm the next governor of New York.
Thank you. The next governor of New York making a fool of himself. Daniel, good luck to you.
Ask him
and he's on homicide, of course, with the Bells.
Yeah,
Daniel,
go
when are
ahead.
you going to be back in L.A.?
I'm in Fort Wayne for a week, and then I'm back, and then I leave to go do another film.
Hey, send me a picture of your wife, will you?
When am I going to see you, Daniel?
I will see you.
Shut up, Bells.
Yeah.
Bells all of a sudden has a friend.
He's got a friend.
You know what Bells is doing, though? You see, I'm sitting back here, I'm thinking to myself, Bells has possibilities of being Lieutenant Governor Bells.
No, listen to me. Hey, let me ask you something. How old is your wife?
29.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, and she's firm, Howard.
Yeah, you got any kids?
Just had a baby.
Just had her first.
And her belly is already back to being flat?
Oh, just driving me crazy.
What's her cup size?
It's a short drive.
Big.
Big cups?
Big.
Lucky bastard.
Hey.
Oh.
It's a sacred thing.
All right. Hey, Daniel Baldwin, thanks for calling in.
All right.
And good to talk to you. Come by and see us sometime.
Take care, Daniel.
Hey, take care, and good luck to you, Howard.
Thank you.
Remember, everyone, Howard Stern, the next governor of New York.
A vote for every vote.
That's right.
Thank you. That's Daniel Baldwin.
Another celebrity endorsement. That's a
He's
couple
a good
now.
golfer. He plays golf.
What is it, Fa?
I'm sorry to bother you with this, but it's just too good. There's an angry black guy on the phone who wants to talk to you about those Arsenio Hall comments.
Listen, there's nothing to argue. Arsenio Hall is a chump.
Howard, I don't agree with Arsenio. I do not like Arsenio.
And what Belzer did was right. He didn't buckle under. He basically said no.
Okay,
so
granted,
don't tell
and
me.
that's coming from his perspective. But I wouldn't expect you to understand the problems in the black community.
Of course I do. I grew up in the black community. I grew up in the black community.
He's on point. You ain't grew up in the black
Let me
community.
ask you something. Let me ask you why you're such an idiot. Let me ask you a question, all right? I'm going to try and talk to you. Turn down your radio. Turn down the radio, you nitwit. Now listen to me. Turn it off.
My radio's not on. Howard,
listen
you want
to me.
me to get mad and curse you out, but
no.
You're dealing with an intelligent black man today.
First of all, if you don't turn off your radio, I'm hanging up on you. Don't you tell me your radio.
Turn down that radio for a second.
Turn it off.
Turn it down.
Let me tell you
Now
something.
what?
Why would any moron, white or black, sit in an audience with a guy who advertises he's going to tell you what's wrong in your society? He sits you down in a chair and he says, you know what the problem is with you black people? This is Farrakhan speaking. He says, you know what the problem is with you? You got a whole bunch of brothers there unemployed. He says, the Jew is trying to put pork in your community.
That's right, and pork is bad.
Now, why would you have to buy pork?
Oh, God,
You don't have to buy pork. Let me tell you something. Whenever you devils get together in your little clan, everything's all right. But whenever the black man comes together...
don't give me that cop-out.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I love about you?
With it.
I'm reading in the
You got a
paper
problem
today,
with it.
a black gang, they sit there and they prey on old white women. They go after these grandmothers.
Somebody give us some jobs in.
Yeah, let me tell you something about you. All right, listen, you're not a serious guy.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah, all right, Howard.
And let me tell you one other thing. Arsenio is the stupidest name in history for a black, white, or green man.
You look like a green little monster.
Yeah, well, that's your mother is a green little monster.
Yeah.
In fact, I gave your mother the green little monster the other night.
Hold on.
All right, goodbye.
Belz just spit a bunch of water on the floor.
The sad reality is
his mother's warts have zits.
Malcolm X
was. Be quiet.
Just listen to me.
Let me take a break.
Malcolm X was for integration.
But I have to tell you,
who cares?
You can't lump Farrakhan and Malcolm X together.
Howard, Belzer just spit water all over the floor.
What is the matter with you?
It was a spit take.
Well, everyone missed it except for Robin.
I mean, like...
And he's got water coming out of his nose.
He looked like that elephant on the...
I missed it.
On our last video.
What happened?
I don't know. Somebody said something really... What did they say?
He said something about Jews do bring pork into black people's communities.
Oh, yeah, right. I had to do
Belzer just spit everything out on the rug.
Joke, and the guy...
Belzer, it's radio, okay? No one sees it. All right,
I'm an artist. If I feel something...
All right. I'm going to take a break. Belzer will be at Caroline's April 21, 22, and 23.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
And you can order the videotape, Belzer's Best Bits, 1-800-538-6600. And you get a free book, too, How to Be a Stand-Up Comic, which is a book written by Richard Belzer a couple of years ago. Homicide renewed. Belzer on a roll. We're happy to see him doing well. Not too well. He's just doing fine. I don't think it would be a great world if Belzer was doing real well.
What are you going to do? Like, say in 2 years I'm like a huge...
Although I did tune in. I watched Heart to Heart Friday night.
Yeah.
You know, I caught it because all of a sudden I saw Belzer doing a scene with that guy, that good-looking guy. Yeah, Robert Wagner.
Great guy.
He's aging well. Belzer actually looks better than Robert Wagner now.
Now, wait a minute.
Seriously.
I'm a little older than him.
I'm glad to see Robert Wagner falling apart a little bit.
Robert Wagner had aged well in the first series.
Yeah, we supposed to be getting...
He was already old then.
He's not old.
Are we supposed to be getting aroused over Stephanie Powers? Or whatever her name is? Stephanie...
Now they're all beginning...
Powers. Yeah.
They're all beginning to look like the guy who takes care of them.
Yeah.
That hurt.
I said, Max.
Hey, Mr. Hart.
What?
Mr. Hart.
Yeah.
You still calling them Mr. They look like brothers.
Yeah, Mr. Hart.
Now, wait a minute.
What was that?
How do you like your eggs, Mrs. Hart?
Yeah.
Lionel Stander. He's like 151 years old.
Yeah. But you did very well on that show, I
had fun. It was good.
Yeah, you were acting pretty good.
Yeah,
it appears that Belzer is getting hot.
It took you guys like 10 years to finally cop to the fact that I can act.
You know what it was when you were in that really bad movie, that Boy Scout movie?
That wasn't a bad movie.
I thought you... Oh, Belzer, admit it now. You're on a roll.
It's a children's movie.
What, children?
Oh, now it's a children's.
Oh, now it's a children's movie.
You got to cop a police somehow.
But anyway, the point is, I didn't think you could act in that.
Really?
Because it was such a horrible movie, it didn't look like you could act.
Sorry you felt that
But
way.
now you're doing great.
Thanks.
Now I think you're looking good.
Well, Homicide, yeah.
I didn't even think you were that good on The Flash. Now I think you're good. I think you're good on Homicide.
Right.
I like you on Heart to Heart.
Lois and Clark.
I like you on Lois and Clark.
All right. So I'm getting better is what you're saying.
I mean, a Jewish Inspector Henderson I couldn't buy. But.
Listen, if you don't put down that kryptonite right now, I'm going to lock you up, you bastard.
There you go. Anyway, so the Bells is on a roll, and I'm happy to see it. It's a limited role. I like it.
A limited role.
Yeah, it's not a
it
role.
It hurts you that I'm doing so well.
You're doing okay, which I like. If you were doing really well, it would depress me.
But here's why you're a friend. You don't want me doing bad.
No.
You just want me doing okay, not great.
Good enough so we want to keep having you on the show. Maintaining a career.
I appreciate that.
Bells are close to retirement age anyway.
2 more years.
2 more years.
And that's it. I'll be in France.
It's true. 49.
Down those Bordeaux. Yes.
If asked, would you do James Bond? All right, Robin, let's do some news. Belzer is here.
I do the Jewish James Bond.
I don't even
Put that rocket away, Mr. Goldfinger, and give me a discount on some of that gold.
All right, listen, Robin, let's do the...
Sorry, I'm doing anti-Semitic jokes here.
Go ahead, Robin.
First of all, I just wanted to read you something that was faxed to me from the Albany papers about your candidacy.
Good.
This morning.
I would appreciate that.
The State Libertarian Party's executive committee has decided to ride the wave and back Howard Stern as governor.
Yes.
Though the decision as to where to hold the convention will depend on your appeal, Howard. It all depends on how many people you can sign up who are interested in coming to the convention.
No, I'm not interested in that, Robin. Let me set all reporters straight right now. I am going to the Ramada Inn on Western Avenue in Albany on April 23rd. I'm not
Whether
interested...
they're holding it at the Knickerbocker Arena or not.
Right. I'm not interested in sitting there and creating some sort of show.
Well, they have voted to hold off selecting their site until they can assess your appeal.
Wow.
Well,
So
look.
you'll go where the convention is.
Right away, it becomes an assessment of my appeal. No assessment of their appeal. What is this?
If enough people sign up by April 8th, which is the date they have to sign in order to have a vote at the convention.
Do they give a number?
Then the party will be holding their convention at the Knickerbocker Arena.
First of all, there is limited time. Like there's a guy downstairs today. He's going to be there till 6 o'clock tonight. He's signing up people.
Right.
It's $15. You can sign up. You'd be a libertarian, and that enables you to vote for me at the convention. Now, some people are very confused. People said, do I have to be a libertarian to vote for you for governor? No, of course not.
Only at the convention.
Only at the convention. If you want to come up to Albany with us and vote me into...
Yeah, to get him on ballot as a candidate for the Libertarian Party.
How many signatures does he need, Robin?
To
get on the ballot.
15,000.
Yeah, this isn't what we're doing yet. I first have to get nominated by the Libertarians.
Nominated, he needs 66 1/3% of the vote at the convention.
So how many people do they expect there?
At least 7. No, usually it's 200. We don't know what it's going to be. In other words, a lot of my fans cannot get signed up. They don't know where to go to get signed up. There's not enough time to sign up. So we're doing it on Long Island on Saturday. We're going around the state.
Oh, great.
And signing up people. But there's not going to be thousands and thousands of people
you only
there.
need a few hundred.
Exactly.
How do you know? They're signing up people on Long Island. They're signing up people in Manhattan. They plan to open up these little booths in Albany
This is unbelievable.
and Buffalo and Rochester and other parts of the state.
Rochester.
I don't want to put on, right away. Next it'll be, well, Howard, what are you going to be doing? Are you going to be singing any song parodies? I mean, I'm going there. I'm going there for serious political.
Well, you did do what they say here. You were expected to sign up with the party during your show today and get an instant membership, which you did.
I did that.
And booths will be set up around New York City, accepting the $15 fee to join the party.
That's right.
Now, somebody named Russell.
Russell? Who's that?
Contends that if Stern can get by the pitfall for his candidacy...
What's the pitfall?
That equal time thing.
Yeah, we'll get by it.
Then... in the long run, you will be good for the party because you will bring in a lot of publicity. And if 10,000 people join with you, even if only 1,000 of them stay, they'll be 1,000 better than they were before. If you make it on the ballot and you get more than 50,000 votes, that would be even better for them.
Oh, we're going to do it.
Because they won't have to go through that lengthy petition thing.
You want to know something?
For the next 4 years.
Let me tell you something. First of all, you got to understand the politics of New York State. Right now, Senator Moynihan is running for re-election. Senator Moynihan don't look like he's going to be around much longer, quite frankly.
He'll be around for quite a while.
I don't know.
Smartest man in the Senate.
He's a great senator, but the point is, if you notice, you don't see him that much.
He's not that old.
No, you don't look that.
He's fine.
All right, well, I don't know what he is.
Belzer talks to him.
Belzer talks to no one.
No, my friend is his chief of staff.
All right, whatever. What's going to happen is Moynihan will probably die in office. This is my prediction. Now listen to me. Listen to what's going to happen.
In the year 2020.
For a long time, Jacob Javits looked good.
Yeah, Jacob Javits. Belzer's Moynihan's doctor. Anyway, what'll probably happen is Moynihan will die in office.
Yeah.
This is my guess. Governor Cuomo, who is able to, this is his game plan. He wants to win this election so he can appoint himself Senator of New York. That's right. Stan Lundeen, his long and faithful servant, will then become the governor. Now, who is Stan Lundeen?
I don't know.
He is going to be your next governor if you vote for Governor Cuomo.
Stan Lundeen, he's a Chinese.
If you vote for me...
I'll be governor. Make state very safe.
That's why there's no Oriental governors. You notice that?
Very safe state. Very safe.
Their campaign speech all sounds like that. I'll call Lundeen.
Yeah, right.
They're not taken
Sounds
seriously.
like you're taking an order.
Yeah.
Ooh,
what do you want?
Very good, very good. Very good.
Very good.
Civil rights, very good. Oh, civil rights, very good. Oh, have the civil rights.
Well, listen to this. John Montier.
Have a road crew work at night. Very good. Oh, road crew at night. Oh,
who is a local Albany Libertarian, Howard.
Yes.
He said he has no interest in helping you or organizing a convention for you at the
very jealous, very jealous.
I am not interested in promoting Howard Stern, and that's what it would be, the Howard Stern Show.
Who said this?
Montier.
Who's
that? Montier Williams?
I am not Montier Williams.
No, it's John Montier, who's a local libertarian up there in Albany.
Well, there are people within my party who do not want me to run.
I'm not finished with his statement about you.
Yeah,
he said it would be the Howard Stern show. To me, he seems like a really disturbed person.
Well, maybe I am.
A person who really has some problems.
See, this is where a guy...
Like no politician is disturbed.
Yeah. We only have... you should take a look at the race going on in Virginia. You got Oliver North, a guy who lied to Congress.
Drug-dealing murderer.
Who is a...
Thank you.
He is not a drug-dealing murderer.
I'm speaking euphemistically and satirically.
No, let me talk for real.
Okay.
Let me tell you what he is. He's not a drug dealer.
Oh, no?
Let me tell you what he is.
Look at his diary
He's a guy...
sometime. The tons of cocaine he shipped to America, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's Belzer's opinion. What I am saying that he is a guy who lied to Congress. He was involved in paper shredding activity. This is a guy who should have gone to jail. I don't know how the hell this guy got off. I don't understand it.
And Rob.
And then you got the other guy.
Nude rub-downs.
Yeah, nude rub-downs.
And cocaine parties.
Thank you.
Now, you're going to tell me that here I stand before you, an honest man. Yeah, okay, I talk about penis and vagina.
But you
I don't
do
think that's wrong.
drugs.
I don't do drugs.
Not
You
anymore.
never had a nude rub-down?
No.
Well,
G-strings. They always have G-strings on.
That's true.
Wait a minute. I don't know what was going on.
G-string. I never saw it nude.
I don't know
Girls
what
were nude.
was going
The girls were
on.
nude. The girls were nude. All right, I admit
Take that back.
Okay. All right, I've had that.
All right. But
here
no drugs.
No drugs.
And no lying to Congress.
Right. And here's the point. All right, I lied to Congress.
All right.
But anyway,
No
here's
drugs.
Here's the point. All right, I did drugs years ago.
Never mind. He's just a good guy.
Right. All right. So here's the point. Here is the point. Here is the point. At least you have with me a guy who admits his limitations.
Here, here.
I say I can do three things for you.
Listen to this, Howard.
Yeah.
James Ostrowski, he was the guy who thought he was the front runner of the Libertarian Party
he must be upset.
until you came along.
Uh-oh.
And he says that the party is selling itself out for $15 membership fees.
Oh.
Joe, tell him to get a radio show, this guy. And Howard will take over.
They are encouraging the candidacy of someone who is offensive to the vast majority of people in New York State.
That's not true. Now, how does he back that up?
I don't know.
This is all slander.
He make a understatement. We gotta sue him. Then we get more publicity.
But Ludwig came to your defense.
Von Beethoven.
Belzer, please, I want to hear this. This is with the wrangling within my party.
Ludwig Vogel, the state chairman, said Stern clearly has libertarian leanings, citing his support for legalizing drugs and doing away with gun control laws.
Ludwig Vogel.
The party favors less government, Ludwig said.
Right.
He said Howard Stern may make his living by telling jokes, but that doesn't mean his candidacy is a joke.
It's not a joke.
That's the point.
That's right. This isn't some Pat Paulson thing. It's just me saying to the people of New York, I want to give back.
So you're doing three things that will make your life more.
And how do you like these libertarian guys saying all these nasty things about me? All I want to do is go to the convention and have my say, and right away they got to knock you.
Well, it's politics. Get ready, man.
It's
You're
vicious.
in politics.
This is politics. That's
Vicious.
right.
They're already starting the campaign. They want that spot.
I know.
But it's fair and square. You sign up and you're not putting a gun to anybody's head. They want you in. They just sign up.
That's all. That's all.
You're not slamming him.
And I'm going to be good for the Libertarian Party. But these guys sit there at that convention with 200 people. It's all guys, hardly any women, and they sit around and they yank each other off because they're sitting there and kidding each other that they're going to be serious candidates.
That they have anybody listening at all.
I'm trying to bring the party into the mainstream and get us on the ballot. And you know what? I'll be good for those guys in 4 years because they'll be on the ballot.
First of all, if you join them, then there are people in America who didn't even know they existed.
That's right. Lots of publicity.
So it can only be good for the party.
Exactly. And what a party it's going to be. Can you imagine the 23rd?
Never saw so many people jumping at 1 o'clock.
I'll be signing my new poster from 1-800-52-STERN and videotapes. All right, go ahead, Robin.
You sound like you're turning it into the Howard Stern show.
Well, I am. So what? What do they care what I turn it into?
Like when the Republicans nominate somebody, it doesn't become their show.
There'll be serious discussion going on.
I don't know about that.
Well, anyway, this weekend was very strange. Down south, they had some killer tornadoes come through Palm Sunday right at church time.
That's got to shake your faith.
And people were in church and actually killed. While the service was going on, here is
Thank you, Jesus.
Carol Scroggins, who was at church at the time the tornadoes hit.
Carol who, Robin?
Scroggins.
Carol Scroggins.
All right, here we go.
We had just started the drama, which was about halfway through the service, and we had just started it, and the power went off, and we just kept singing without the music just to keep going. And still the weather didn't seem that bad. We did not know we were under a warning. I had not gotten that word.
You gotta, that's gotta shake your faith.
Now, wait, here's the thing.
Can you imagine, you're sitting there and you're praying to Jesus in his house, in his church, and the roof drops in and kills you.
Now, here's the thing, though. Here's how good the Lord is.
How
I got to pray that I didn't get killed. There is a God. That's what they're all saying. Thank God I didn't get killed, and my little son only lost a leg.
Those other people are probably just
But that
not
proves
praying
there's a
right.
God. That proves there's a God.
They were sinners.
Some people survive. That proves there's
I think
a
it's
God.
at that point you change religions. I really do.
Or get a new contractor.
I don't know.
To build a better church. But, when I came
you would
to
think, but prayer is supposed to, be answered. What kind of thing is that?
I don't know what God was thinking of yesterday.
Works in mysterious ways.
What was that?
He works in mysterious ways.
That's what they always say. It damaged several churches, as a matter of fact, including the Goshen Methodist
I guess
Church.
the synagogues were spared. But, ladies and gentlemen, when I don't want to say anything.
Where 17 people were killed and 90 were injured. Here's an unidentified man who says what happened to him at his church.
Glass started breaking, and this wall on this side just blew in. On this side of the congregation, then the roof fell on the other side. So it just totally caved in.
Anybody stand up and say they were going to, become Muslims or something?
I thank God that everyone wasn't killed. The Lord is so great.
Yeah, I wonder what
He didn't kill everybody.
I mean, this was
that's what they
Sunday.
say. That's what they're saying. The Lord's great because everyone didn't get killed. They always find some positive thing in the most disastrous thing.
Yeah, this is one of the most holy days of the year. They're in there celebrating Palm Sunday. And the church gets blown down.
Well, I don't know.
God made it so the building fell on their heads, but they didn't feel a thing. And
yes,
that's
it took them quickly.
It took them quickly, and that's the sweet thing about...
When the Lord wants you, it don't matter where you are. You
right out the door.
That's all.
Jesus.
Well, the first woman said we were just in the middle of the drama. What in the heck is going on in church?
A drama.
Everybody sounds like the guy from Andy and Mayberry.
Well, it was Alabama.
Palm
Sunday.
Yeah?
Yep, we must have been using the wrong palm.
That's right.
But,
The Lord wanted you to be pounded into the ground like a 4-penny nail, didn't he there, Gomer?
He took Gomer to the sweet by and by.
Well, here's natural sound of, the tornadoes touching down.
Really? Our Father, who art in heaven.
Hey, there's the Beverly Hillbillies.
Luke Devine.
There's Dorothy and the Scarecrow.
And your little dog, too.
Boy, that was a scary sound. Can you imagine that was nature?
Yeah.
You know what that sounded like? Remind me of the time the crowd went storming out of Caroline's during a Belzer show.
To go to see my latest movie.
To see your movie,
Yeah.
right, of course.
That's right.
They just saw the show and they couldn't wait to see the movie.
Ran out of the club to see the movie.
Everybody took off.
I just know the Lord did not kill everyone. And that's all I know. Yeah, great.
19 killed.
Once again, future Governor Stern, I have to tell you a story about crime. 2 college students from Japan were critically wounded by carjackers in Los Angeles on Friday. They've now they were declared brain dead yesterday after doctors removed them from life support systems.
They could take Fred's place here on the show.
Now, in Japan, they are issuing warnings to all people who come to the United States to visit. The ambassador to Japan, Mondale.
Ambassador Mondale?
Fritz
Is it him?
Mondale. Yes, it is him.
Didn't he die?
No.
He just bored away.
He just went to Japan. That's why nobody hears from him. He's, of course, offering his condolences to the family and issuing an apology.
Here's Mondale. I hope that these people don't really think America is... Yeah, good, great.
But we do have a statement from the father of one of the slain boys. We can hear him speak.
Through his interpreter?
Through an interpreter.
Cool.
昔7年ほどアメリカで生活しました。
He's right.
He was dreaming of filmmaking, but he never dreamt of giving up his dream like this.
He was dreaming of fiddle making?
Film making.
Film making.
Yes.
Everyone knows the Japanese can't make their own films.
Oh, stop
That's
it.
where they buy.
You ever see Rodan, pal?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, anyway, let me tell you
They
something.
were both 19. They were shot in the head Friday night as they got out of a car at a supermarket
That's so funny. But let me say something.
in the San Pedro area.
In the world.
The gunman drove off with the car.
Well, let me say something, Robin.
Yes.
That's why, of course, that took place in
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. But as governor of New York, when these kinds of crimes occur, and they occur here all the time, you will have revenge. There's no reason those two misfits who was it two guys who killed him?
I think so. Two gunmen.
Those two misfits don't deserve to live. They don't. They really don't. You cannot allow these guys to live because the families can't live knowing that they exist and breathe air. These guys are not going to be productive or good members of society. Why are we keeping them alive? Vote for me. I'll give you the death penalty, and I'll get the hell out of office.
The Old Testament.
Thank you. No, seriously, it's enough already. This poor guy who sits there in Valley Stream, this Mr. Tinez, his daughter went into that house and was killed by that Golub character, and that Golub is going to get out of jail someday. Who wants to live with that? That freak of nature will get out of jail.
Governor Stern.
Shut up, Belzer.
Governor
Come on.
Stern's
I'm not
angry.
kidding around now.
He's angry.
I mean, I want to be the governor. I want to get that done. I want to be the governor.
All right.
Well, we also have the same kind of thing happening here. We had the incident with the Maryland couple last week on Madison Avenue, shot while they were in one of the stores. Oh, dear.
Jesus, Jackie.
Come on, Jackie.
And then this weekend...
I'm from Baltimore, you know.
A visitor here who was staying at the Hilton Hotel says that when he walked into his room, there was a burglar inside.
In the room, at the Hilton. That's comforting.
And the burglar demanded that the guy's from Britain, the burglar demanded that he take off his jewelry and his watch and take his wallet out
and give him the
and lay it on
pillow.
the bed. And even though he was cooperating with the robbery, he was shot anyway.
How do we know that?
See what I mean?
How do we
and
know
that
he cooperated?
He said he cooperated.
Oh, I thought you said he was shot dead.
No, I didn't say he was shot dead,
sorry.
Bells. He's in the hospital.
Sorry, babe.
He's dead, but they heard him say it before he died.
I cooperated. And then he died.
Did they take his mints from the pillows, Belzer pointed out?
That's why the guy was in the room in the first place.
All right. Why don't they get some good candies on that bed?
You don't like the ones they're using now?
I'm going to sleep with you tonight, Howard. I'm a little afraid of these hotels in New York. Can I come to your house?
Sure.
Thanks, pal.
Yeah, where are you staying so they can come
I don't want to give the name of my
you?
hotel.
Go ahead, Robin.
So anyway, we have the same thing going on right here. It's not just Miami. It's not just Los Angeles. It's New York.
It's the earth.
So if you're in a hotel and you get shot...
Call room service.
No. If you're in a hotel and you get shot and you go to the hospital, do they have to check you out, or is the guy still paying for the room?
And if you call room service from the hospital to the hotel, will they deliver?
Of course not. Don't be silly.
Expect
My
you
mistake.
to still make that checkout deadline.
Right.
Or will they charge you for another
Check out by
day?
1 or you'll be shot by 2.
Rodney King is expected to take the witness stand today in Los Angeles in a trial involving his lawsuit against the city of Los Angeles. Los Angeles wanted to settle with him for $1.2 million or something like that.
More than fair.
But he wants $9.5 million.
Oh, sure. Hey, let me tell you something.
He's expected to retell his version of events that night, where he will say that he was trying to cooperate with police.
With any luck, maybe by chance there'll be a jury with some sanity. They'll award him $1 because he was drunk driving that night at high speeds.
Everyone was wrong in that incident.
Right. So let me tell you something. That would be the greatest, that he turned down the $1 million, and some jury there, somebody with some brains will say, hey, the guy's right, let's give him $1. Because he shouldn't be driving around drunk, and we shouldn't make this guy a millionaire. Boy, put me on a jury. Damn. I wish I could go on a jury, but I'm too busy with my job.
We'll put you in the governor's mansion.
I tell you, it's unbelievable that Rodney King would get money. I was beating my face. You weren't beating your face. If anything, they beat you beautiful. I never saw a guy who looked better. Running around like a movie star. That force was absolute. The force that was used was necessary. No, it wasn't. The guy came running out of his car. All right. Screw him. Good. Shut up, Belzer. You don't know anything. Good. Be a pansy ass. You and Arsenio.
My buddy.
You and your buddy Arsenio. Did Arsenio call you after you declined?
No,
to be
I
on the
heard,
show?
I heard he wanted me to call him, which I
well, that's stupid.
Why didn't you call him?
Because I don't know what to say.
Let's call him now. I know what to say. You got a number on him?
No.
Why wouldn't he call you? You're
I don't
upset.
know. I don't know. I saw Gene Siskel at Morton's the other night after the Oscars.
Yeah.
And he said he spoke to Arsenio for 45 minutes.
And what did Arsenio say?
He said Arsenio they said they'd do the show if he refuted some of the stuff.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it. So Gene said we couldn't do the show in good conscience because.
So funny about it.
Yeah, he said he just.
Well, how come Siskel? Why doesn't Siskel go on the show and say, Arsenio, why didn't you refute anything Farrakhan said?
Because then it turns the show into what it isn't. It's an entertainment show. You don't want to go in there and debate politics.
Oh, put me on there. I agree to go on the Arsenio show.
He started it by having Farrakhan on.
I know, but why fall into the trap of discussing politics in that format is not, you'll never get to any real...
I am willing to go on the Arsenio Hall show tonight. Fly me out there. I'll go there, and I will make an appearance anytime he wants. I have a few things to say to him. Anytime he wants to have me on, I will be on.
Well, you know that's not happening.
Let that audience hoot and howl all they want.
It'd be his highest ratings ever if you want.
Yeah, for Christ's sake. Put me on there. I want to be a guest on the Arsenio Hall show. I was on there once. They had to escort me out of the building.
That's right.
I was physically thrown out by 2 officers.
And there was nothing going on that
What
night.
did you do?
I simply said that I felt the Fox network, at the time I was angry at them.
This is years ago.
I said that perhaps, never mind what I said.
Do you want to go into that again?
I don't want to go. Why go over and over?
You're not mad. That's water under the bridge.
That's water under the bridge.
Right.
I now like them.
Why beat a dead horse?
Right. Right. That horse died a long time ago.
There's an article in Newsweek magazine this week that says Hillary Clinton didn't use any of her own money to make $100,000 in
well, we should figure out how she did it, and everybody should do it.
Market.
Yeah. How'd she do it?
Well, now they're saying, yeah, of course, somebody else gave her the money, put up the money for her, is what they're saying.
Yeah, like Bibi Rebozo did for Nixon.
And then she made $100,000 and didn't risk a thing. But the White House is now saying that that is completely ridiculous, that the story is false and totally untrue.
Let me tell you something. First of all, this goes on in office all the time. You see these guys get into office and they all leave millionaires.
Right.
Nixon left a millionaire.
Johnson
left a millionaire. Fortune. I mean, a radio station.
Well, Johnson made that fortune in Congress.
Well, he got,
Oh, yeah. In fact, the presidency slowed him down.
No, he made a lot of money in the presidency.
Absolutely.
As well, but he was making
Houston
tons
Space
of money
Center.
in Congress.
All these guys, listen, here's the point. You got a president now who's working very hard. You got to admit that. Belzer, I know, is not a fan of Clinton. Belzer's never a fan of any of the presidents.
He's never been a fan of anybody.
But here's a guy I feel is working hard. You're either going to let him get on with it, or you're going to get stuck with another president who spends his whole week at Kennebunkport, Maine, or Camp David, golfing.
Well, he is on vacation this week.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's why he's at the game.
Another vacation man.
No, he works harder than anybody.
He really does. The guy's working hard. He's doing something. Listen, either you're going to let him be the president or you're not. This thing is like a witch hunt already. What do you think?
There's also a bunch of tongue-in-cheek stuff in the paper today about the wedding of his brother this past weekend. Roger got married.
Yeah.
And the president was his best man.
Right.
You know, the bride was pregnant. So, you know, they're saying, yeah, look at our first family. You know, the president's standing there,
right.
And here comes the bride waddling down the
why is the
aisle.
president, why is he so worried about television violence and all that kind of stuff? Why is he worried about morality?
His half-brother.
Oh, that's his full... Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's a half-brother.
Whatever
But
that
what
means.
difference
Whatever
does
that
that make?
I wonder what the security was like at the wedding.
Oh, I bet you it was tight.
I'm going to have to go on your honeymoon with you, Roger.
Belzer, you're drifting. Just stay on the topic.
Yeah. I mean, but...
My drugs are just kicking.
What is he going to do? His brother, so he was fooling around with the woman's pregnant. At least he's marrying her.
Good job.
You know, is the president supposed to stay away from his brother's wedding?
Way to go.
You know, so people were making a lot of catty statements about, well, she looked pretty good even though you could see her belly.
Yeah.
Lay some pipe.
Way to go, boy.
Yeah, lay some pipe for me, Roger.
I love you, you dumb bastard.
Dear Rob.
What was I supposed to do? Magic Johnson took his coach of the Lakers. Coaching his first game, they did work for him.
They did.
They better also sweat on them. That's his secret weapon. Come here, I'll sweat on you guys.
That hurt. That hurt.
There we go. Yeah, like it's not contagious.
All right.
Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, once you go kiss him. All right, good. Magic Johnson going and go. I mean, the guy doesn't appear to be sick. How long has he got left, Robin? 20 to 30 years?
He's like the Equalizer Bunny.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. It was really to see them play as hard as they played. That was so enjoyable to me. I will always remember. No matter what happens, I will always remember this day in this game.
Who'd they beat?
Oh, I don't know, some bad
high school team, but
yeah, they played
Girls High.
They played Oceanside.
Yeah, Girls High School, but.
And Magic also said that he wanted to try to sit down and be a calm coach, but that didn't work.
It's hard for him.
Personally, I felt good. I felt like I played.
He's so funny.
Up, down, everywhere. I said, okay, I'm not. I told myself at the beginning I must sit down. You know?
I like Magic Johnson with that speaking ability. They gave him a talk show. Did you see that? He did an hour talk show.
One-on-one.
I want to ask you the Magic Johnson Show.
Well, just imagine when he's real excited and he's trying to explain a play.
Oh boy, that must be something. Well, obviously he's not a real coach. This is done to bring some fans into
Well, it did bring more fans out to see the game this past week.
Magic.
Wonder how he gets them to play so hard.
They love him.
You guys are going to have to shower with my soap if you do not score well.
I get it. I see there's a threat.
Oh, come on, Belzer. It's called comedy, all right? Get a life.
It is? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Maybe I need a handbook to
you've been real funny today. You're Ollie North stuff, not everyone else.
You were a little old earlier. We sort of said
when I'm with a candidate,
we were polite.
I get serious when I'm with a candidate. You know.
What else is in the news, Robin?
Paul McCartney and Linda McCartney are bringing out their fast or frozen food. That vegetarian stuff they make. They've been selling it in England. They're bringing it to the United States. Here's Linda telling us a little bit about it.
Now the other's gone. I'm the one that ruined the big. I'm sorry.
John Lennon knew this was going to happen. He predicted that Linda and Paul would be selling fast food or whatever.
Yeah, let's go to Yoko's and eat some fish.
Frozen foods.
Like lentil.
Let's go to Yoko's and eat some fish. What are we doing here?
Healthy, it's happy, and it's good for the world.
Yeah, and you need the money.
So I think people are going to love it.
There you go. Right.
Then they asked Paul what he thought of it.
What's the dog?
I don't understand the dog barking.
I guess he's saying Linda's a dog.
Is that what you're saying, Fred?
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Boy, that's
nice.
a tough one.
Nice.
I don't mind that it's not nice. I just didn't get the reference. Here is Paul McCartney, who is now making frozen foods. I think Ringo was selling Girl Scout cookies. Isn't that right, Bells?
Women's underwear.
I love it. I love it. She serves it up to me at home some nights, and it's delicious stuff. We've been eating it for a few years now, and
he looks real good.
Raw. Yeah, good. Real important food product.
Hey, food.
Hey, food.
Hey,
in the news, Robin.
Linda, come here. Sit up, Linda.
The sequel to The Mighty Ducks, #1 at the box office this weekend.
What is that, Paul?
Paul, what were you saying?
What were you saying?
If I eat, I can't say it.
All right,
my face will fall even more.
All right. Easy, huh?
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
Followed by Naked Gun 33 1/3. You may say it's bad, but it's making money at the box office.
The American public.
My movie's going to make a fortune.
Who would I play in your movie again?
You play Richard Belzer.
The Paper was #3, and Schindler's List.
That's the movie where people go in and they never come out?
You play Schindler.
That hurt.
My wife was yelling at me this weekend because we hadn't seen Schindler's List. I said, I have no desire to see Schindler's List. But what, I have to go see that? What is that, my obligation as a citizen? People make this like you have to go see it. What do you mean I have to?
Half Jew, you're supposed to go see.
Half Jew, half schmoo. I'm not going anywhere.
Half
Do
schmoo,
you
that's
know?
the reason.
Yeah.
In Jordan, they have banned Schindler's List. They say, we're tired of these movies about how bad off the Jews have been treated.
Yeah, like there's a lot of
We want to see a movie about their misbehavior.
Yeah, there's been a lot of movies about Jews dying in the concentration camp.
Hundreds of them.
Yeah, haven't there been a lot of movies like that?
Well,
Yeah, we're tired of these movies.
Comedies.
Now they're doing a sequel because, you know, Oscar Schindler lost all his money after the war, so the sequel is Schindler's Pissed, coming out
Very nice.
after the... It's my wife's joke.
Yeah, your wife's real funny.
Blame her. Blame her
my
when
wife.
you don't get a laugh.
Yeah. Now he's blaming his wife.
That's the lowest, Bells.
That's the lowest you've ever
I'm
gone.
sorry. Oliver North said that joke, and but
Bree Walker may be in trouble. You know, she's the Los Angeles anchor
yes.
of the news who has no hands.
And feet, Robin. She has little stumps.
Well, you don't see her feet on the news, so I thought people might miss her hands.
Yeah, and
They say here in the paper today there is a sense of impending doom building in Los Angeles around Bree Walker of KCBS TV.
Why?
Because they think she might be replaced.
She's cute,
By
though.
who? Captain Hook?
They think they're
Sorry.
going to hire Ann Martin.
How many hands does
from
she have?
KABC TV. I think she has both her hands.
She has both her hands, but her boobs are falling off.
Now, wait a minute.
And replace Bree with her for a reported $1.3 million salary.
Oh.
You know, this Bree Walker is terrific to look at. And the thing with the hands is terrific entertainment. She shuffles those papers. You watch Bree Walker, right?
Yeah, I don't.
And you ever see when she shuffles the papers at the beginning? Show off.
All right.
Show off. I couldn't shuffle papers that fast, and I've got all my hands. Oh, she has like a thumb.
She tied my shoes once. It was
Really?
Yeah, it
Are
was
you serious?
Yeah, it was incredible.
I shook her hand once. Seriously. She was a disc jockey. She was looking for work. I was a program director. And I didn't realize, I had met her for the first time, and I went to shake her hand, and it was just like, I grabbed like a club.
Did she put it out there? Did she just go for it?
Yeah.
For the car.
And it was weird. It felt very silky, too. Her hands are very silky. Like a crawl.
All right.
No, I'm being serious. And I didn't know what to do, but like I was cool about it. Like I grabbed onto her wrist.
Belzer acts like he's not interested.
Yeah, Belzer's totally interested. Tell me about that off the air, will you? About when you shook her wrist again?
Yeah, I want to hear that
What do
part.
you do?
Wait a minute. Tell me again. Okay.
Yeah, Belzer, we'll talk about nothing.
You're a Nietzsche scholar now. You want to talk about nothing.
Nothingness.
Nothingness.
Robin brings up something. I'm going to talk about it.
Dennis Miller's talk show on HBO starts at midnight
Yeah.
on Friday.
It's just him, no
April
guests,
26th.
right?
No, he's supposed to be having guests.
Oh, yeah? Who's his
Yeah.
guest?
I don't know, but they say a guy named Mark Miller will be booking guests for the show.
Oh, good.
I didn't know he was going
What
to.
time's it start?
It's going to be at midnight on April 26th, the debut show.
It'll be canceled at 12:01. This will be the fastest show in HBO history.
Have you seen the promos for it?
No.
What do they do?
They just, close-ups of Miller's face telling
good.
jokes like he's going to be doing stand-up on the show.
Oh, good.
That's important.
Yeah, great. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
They say,
Run out of material in 10 minutes.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
oh, this is a funny story.
Okay, let's hear it.
In Sioux City, Iowa.
Yeah.
You know, if I was at HBO, my
What?
promo for the Dennis Miller show would be, watch it while you can. I mean, there's all these things about him being taken
How
off the air.
long could it last?
You remember his last show?
Watch it while you can.
This will go even faster.
So you're in Iowa now?
Sioux City, Iowa. Bobcat Goldthwait,
Uh-oh. Was he arrested?
Does he have a talk show?
who played a deranged cop in the Police Academy movies, was detained by police Thursday after a grocery store clerk accused him of shoplifting a pack of Rolaids.
Like he really needs to rob Rolaids.
Well, sometimes shoplifting's a problem.
Well, listen.
What was that? Well, why do you steal?
You don't have any money, thank you.
When the clerk said she wanted to search his pockets, he told her he would rather have dinner and drinks first.
That's funny.
That's a good one.
That's funny.
Doing material
I
at
left
7.
my money in my other life.
Thank you.
Needless to say, that didn't get a smile out of her, and she called the cops. Goldthwait,
What?
Bitch!
Goldthwait was released, and no charges were filed after police searched him and found nothing.
Not even anything resembling a pack of Rolaids.
That's right. Employees at the Cub Food store apologized.
Oh.
Maybe it was his genitals.
They said he was verbally abusive.
He had a little roll of something in his hand.
Hey, there's a roll in your pants. Those must be Rolaids.
He was abusive?
They said he was verbally abusive, and that's why they got so upset and called the cops. You know, they just wanted to check to see if he had some Rolaids on him.
Can I put my hand in your pocket?
And check me for Rolaids, Belzer.
That's what I've been doing for the last 20 minutes.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were being friendly.
In any case, Goldthwait said, when I snap and start robbing things, it's not going to be Rolaids.
Yeah, right.
I'm going for the big bucks.
This is good piano.
Hey, Fred, let's reenact the. I'll be Bobcat Goldthwait, and you be the 7-Eleven employee. And you check me for Rolaids.
I'm sorry, sir. We'll have to.
No. Yeah. That's, put your hands in my pants.
That's that.
Finally, a dream come true.
Wait a minute. Hold. Is that Rolaids?
All right, very good.
We saw you on the surveillance camera.
You were just fiddling around in there, playing a home game of pocket ball.
Ironically, Bobcat was so upset after this that he needed Rolaids and had to buy them.
Yeah, he had that dripping.
The irony of it.
Yeah, the irony. The dripping thing.
Mr. Thwaite, are you dripping?
Mr. Thwaite.
Is that a drippage I see there?
Star Magazine says that
yes,
Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston are fighting. They had a big fight.
Big deal.
At the Soul Train.
They did. What did they fight about?
They say that Whitney had
wanted to wear her clothes
security people clear out a bathroom so they could go have a fight.
Well, what happened was they were at the beer fest. And
meet me in the men's room
she wanted to leave and he wanted to stay.
Y'all clear out.
Meet me at the men's room.
She said, "You no talent jerk."
She did?
All you do is leech off me. What kind of man are you? This is the last show I'm doing with you.
Wow.
Is that what you said, Whitney?
All you do is leech off me.
I'm going on vacation for a month and you're not coming. When I get back, you might find your bags packed and on the streets.
You better get this sorry ass out of here.
You're the sorriest excuse for a husband I've ever seen.
Really? This is in the bathroom?
We'll always make more money than you.
Brown was quoted as replying, "Baby, please don't say that."
Baby.
Don't say that.
Wait a minute. Don't say that.
You know you're the one and only for me.
Hold on a second.
Don't get so mad at me. We can get through this, just you and me.
Come on, Bobby. What do you got to say to Whitney?
I need somebody to bodyguard my money.
Now, wait a minute, baby.
Houston
Now,
then
hold
replied, "Oh, save it for someone who cares."
How embarrassing.
They didn't join up again until the Oscars, where they apparently traded words again.
They fought at the Oscars.
Yes.
But, baby, we at the Oscars. The Oscars.
I love you. I love my baby Bobby Jr.
Bobby Christina.
Bobby Christina. Bobby. I tell you something. I don't know about Bobby Brown, but I'm telling you that Whitney Houston, based on the speeches she gives at these awards, I don't think she's got it all together.
Now, wait a minute. You talking about my wife? I loves you, baby. Buy me Delaware.
Buy me Delaware.
She is a piece of ass, though, boy.
Hey,
I'll tell you something. I'd like to nail that.
Well, wear a dress, pal.
Pat Benatar is a mother again for the
My
second
old
time.
friend Patty. She's a mother again.
Yes.
What's the baby's name?
I don't know, Bells. I don't have all the information.
Well,
I just wanted to
don't turn
let
on me.
you
I just
know.
asked a simple question.
Oh, that's right. You are friends with Pat Benatar. You were in her video.
We had the same manager, Rick Newman.
Oh, yeah?
I was in her video.
When's the last time you saw her?
1951.
That's what I thought.
There's an outbreak of measles at the Rutgers University campus.
I'm too stupid to get in there anyway. I don't care.
20 people have come down with it so far, they think. So
why couldn't it happen in
they're
Nassau
offering
community?
to inoculate everybody.
Why does it happen at Rutgers, a school that has bright, intelligent students?
CW Post, no measles.
Yeah, no, everyone's healthy as a horse there.
Queens College, no music.
Queens College, healthy as a horse.
Pays nothing.
A group that monitors such things says artistic censorship is increasing in the country. There seems to be an increasing move to censor by both the left and the right.
Yep. The right likes to censor anything to do with religion.
Sex.
Yeah, the left loves to censor anything to do with, like, don't call Indians. They're...
well, it's also violence there. It's the whole violence thing is the left thing.
The left is willing to throw out everything in order to get violence off TV. They say that's okay. Sex they like. The right hates sex, but they like violence.
Yeah.
I know, it's weird.
It is weird. And my answer to all that is just leave it all alone.
That's right. This is a free country.
Yeah, it's called
That's what
a
it's all
channel
about.
changer, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, exactly.
People are control freaks.
Well, we have to worry about the children. Worry about the children in your house. And take the TV and throw it out of your house if you're so worried about your kids.
Hear, hear.
No one says you have to have a television or a radio in your house. I love this idea of the FCC. Well, kids might be listening. So get rid of the radio if you're that uptight about it.
Or lock the kids in the closet.
And why do we have to give up all our freedoms for your kids? Which is a load of bull anyway.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, your kids. Most of these kids are completely unattended, the ones committing all these murders and stuff when they grow up to be these deranged adults.
Yeah, people come from the nicest homes and watch all the nice things, and they grow up and kill 11 people, so who knows what.
I think we should offend. I'm going to get a TV show one day.
I'm sure the Menendez kids.
I'm going to offend the left.
Cartoons on Saturday morning.
I'm going to offend the left and the right. I'm going to go on TV and chop up an Indian, a chink, and everything else I get every one of everything.
You better not do that. You better not do that.
White guy, huh?
And Shaquille O'Neal, the basketball star, now has a platinum record.
That's what I mean.
You're kidding.
Here are his comments about
Get out of
platinum.
here. Platinum?
Yep.
What?
I'm glad. I just want to thank the people for buying my album.
Crazy?
I said, what are you, crazy? Not too many artists.
Crazy?
When it first come out.
Eddie Murphy's slashing his wrist.
Artist?
I know. I thought that was odd that he called himself an artist.
He evidently
a
is.
basketball artist.
He's a basketball artist.
We had in
Eddie
the.
Murphy must be a little upset.
Yeah, I think so. We had Bill Walton in here.
Really?
The other day, the great basketball star, and he says to us, I never put out albums. I never put out posters. All I cared about was I kept my mind focused on the game. I could have endorsed millions of products.
$11 now.
Yeah, right. I said, what are you, crazy? I said, why don't you endorse those? Why not? What I mean, you have to be focused on basketball. How hard is it to focus on putting a ball through a hoop? In your free time, you do a few endorsements. That's why he has $11 now.
That's right. He was the greatest.
He wasn't the greatest.
Well, he was.
He was the greatest white guy.
And there's an article in the Washington Post. I think this came out yesterday, Howard. I think this is a Jackie alert.
Want to buy a Bill Walton potholder, Robin?
Bill Walton.
He's selling them now.
He finally got entrepreneurial.
You're saying, what came out in the Washington Post, Robin?
This article on Infinity Broadcasting and how much it makes and why it's cost-effective to keep you on the air, even though there's $1.6 million in fines being levied against you by the FCC. They say you generate $15 million a year in revenue for Infinity, according to people close to the company.
That they know of.
You're too valuable to jettison. I would say that's just in New York alone.
They don't tell me they generate $15 million.
Is that right?
That's right. They tell me I cost them money. Interesting.
Well, that's just one station, I would say.
Right. That's right. Oh, we generate a lot more than $15 million. For a measly $15 million, they wouldn't keep me around.
No, you're not cost-effective at that rate.
But I generate more than that. They're going to keep me around.
15.5.
That's why I need your ratings. You guys drop us in the ratings, that's it. I'm out the door. No one's going to put up for me.
How are the ratings?
Ratings are very, very good. Very good. What else, Robin?
I think, here's what they say your annual salary is.
Annual salary.
They said to me.
Your annual salary.
How much is my salary?
Annual salary was quoted in this article. So the bottom line is Stern is worth all the headaches caused by his fines because his annual salary of $7 million.
I wish.
I wish. I know for a fact it's $6.8 million.
Not $7 million.
$6.8 million.
When you add that to all the legal fees and so forth, they still come out ahead.
Oh, my goodness. I think they mean I earn $7 million for the company after taxes. Is that what they're saying, or
no,
I
they say your annual salary. They say subtract that from what you generate for the company and all the legal fees entailed in fighting the FCC, and Infinity still comes.
Let me tell you something. Give me a Bible or whatever it is you believe in, and I will swear on it that I don't make anywhere near $7 million.
Go ahead, Jackie. Give it to me.
I don't know where they come up with these prices. And then I walked out. I try to get some work done in my house. People who wait, just ready. He makes $7 million. I can't get anything done. They think I'm walking around with $7 million. I should be making $7 million if those figures are right. Every time I say, hey, if you guys are making 15, give me $7 million, they go, oh, no. We don't make any $15 million. We report that to the newspapers. Show makes about $1 million a year, and then after taxes of $500,000.
You're lucky if you bring home $600-700 a week.
Exactly.
All these expenses.
And you should see how people get a hold of me. You know, I go to a store the other day, right? You know, I paid $800,000 for a lampshade. Do you believe this?
$800 for a lampshade.
$800,000 for a lampshade.
Coming, buddy.
Yeah. Well, they say, hey, he's got $7 million.
Here he comes. Change that label. Change that price tag. Here comes Stern.
Anything else, Robin?
I just thought you'd like to know what they're saying about you, and I'll tell you what's on the talk shows today.
Okay. Not Belzer. He's boycotting all of them.
That's right.
Some of the more interesting topics to be discussed today: Geraldo, women and baldness.
Thank you.
Well, that's a good show.
I bald a lot of women.
Donahue, hiring practices that favor women and black men over white men.
About time.
Let's say that again.
Hiring practices that favor women and black men over white men.
I know.
That's one company.
White men got enough jobs. Go ahead.
Montel Williams.
Can't get a job.
A woman or women confront the men they say date rape them. That ought to be interesting. Oh, Jack.
You got some sense of humor.
Man, really.
So that's what's happening.
Very good. I want to compliment Belzer on his longer hairstyle. I think it looks nice.
I think he looks quite cute today.
Thanks.
Helps a lot. Makes his nose look smaller.
You know,
I learned that technique a long time ago. Anyway, let me just say congratulations to you, Belzer. You have your brand new tape, the videotape, Belzer's Best Bits, available. Now, what do you mean Best Bits? What do you mean bits? Bits from where?
Well, I did a concert at Caroline's last year for Showtime, and we shot a lot of footage. So I'm putting in stuff that was never on TV.
Do you include that tremendous bit you do on the Hulk Hogan dropping you on your head?
No, that's not in. That was in my HBO special.
You see Hulk Hogan changed his name now? He's Terry Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, Terry Bollea.
No, but he calls us Terry Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
It's his
He's waiting to add the Bollea.
That'll help his acting.
Do you, Hulk, do you want to say you're sorry to Belzer now?
No, come here. Put you in the headlock.
Good actor.
So if I call you Hulk, you don't like it?
Yeah. Next time I'll drop you on your Jew nose.
Oh.
Gesundheit.
Yeah. You better.
We don't have to go there.
What is that, Hulk?
Yeah, I'm a great actor now.
You're mad at Belzer, I take it.
Belzer. Hate, kill, cut, stab, punch.
Yeah, go bleach your mustache again, pal.
Yeah, like someone's going to buy that.
Yeah, suck on your asteroids. Okay, anyway.
All right, here we go. Belzer will, if you want to get his videotape, 1-800-538-6600.
I can't wipe myself.
Comes with a free book, How to Be a Stand-Up Comic by Richard Belzer. Also, he'll be at Caroline's Comedy Club on April 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and he'll be recording his new comedy album, so he'd like you to come down there and be a part of that audience. Homicide has been renewed. He's on Lois and Clark. He's on a lot of shows. He's a very, very important man in show business.
Oh, he's just out there, huh?
Boy, was he quiet during his plugs.
Oh, yes.
Jackie Platinum, Joe Page Martling. Now he'll come back to life.
Now he can make noise.
Yeah, to order Jackie's new comedy CD, everyone is selling something. Only $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. Call 1-800-323-5464. And this Wednesday, Jackie doing a big show at Chuckles Comedy Club in Mineola on Long Island. For dirty jokes and info, call the all-digital 516-9221. All right. And to get on Stuttering John's mailing list, call 609-546-STUPID.
But it's just hard to, it's hard to completely disassociate yourself with you.
What?
If you're planning a wedding or party and you need a great DJ, call Scott the Engineer's Rocket Entertainment, toll free from any city, 1-800-PARTY-MC. And if you'd like to hire Scott in the New York area, call 718-BAG-5040. By the way, if anyone has a tape of Senator D'Amato giving a speech about me in the FCC on C-SPAN last week, call the station at 212-750-0550. We're looking for that. Also, to sign up for the Libertarian Party and an opportunity to vote, join us in Albany on the 23rd for the primary. You can obtain a form in front of 600 Madison Avenue between 57th and 58th today through Friday. Or Saturday, April 2nd, over at the Oak Beach Inn on the Jones Beach Causeway from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's for people who want to join us in Albany and be able to vote me.
Is the Ramada Inn there?
Into this, and we'll be up in Albany.
I don't know where it's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be wild, though.
Yeah, wow, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll be doing a serious debate in the morning, and then
who's debating?
The other candidates.
And from the same party?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we're all vying for the same nomination.
You might want to be there.
Belzer might even want to show up.
I might have to be at that.
And so there's no confusion. This is Belzer, not Bowser, the guy from Sha Na Ma. Okay? A lot of people get confused.
His career's really happening.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He'll be on Lois and Clark next week. Sure. Right.
Show's off the air, but...
Yeah. Okay, Robin, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye, Robin.
KGL Fort Worth, Dallas. Your rock. rock.